following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. This is where the Dogs play.
Weaves down the floor all the way to the rack. High lay in good off the glass. Attacks. He scores. And a blocking foul. Three drains it from the left wing. Tried that hot hand. Straight away three. He ripped it. He measured out. Quick three left corner. Good. He's unconscious. It's up for a three at the horn. Oh, yeah! And it's all over the rim with a two-handed foul. Oh, my goodness.
Welcome to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Now to Courtside along with Chuck Dowdle, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Hi again, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to another night of Georgia Bulldogs basketball. Tonight we are in Gainesville, Florida at the O'Connell Center as 13-11 Georgia faces 17-8 Florida. The Bulldogs won the first meeting between these two teams just a couple of weeks ago on January 30th at Stegman Coliseum in Athens. Since then, the Dogs have lost three straight. Georgia now desperately trying to right its ship with only 6 games remaining in the regular season. The Dogs have tumbled to 11th in the SEC standings with a conference mark of 4-8. Florida, meantime, is 8-4 in the league, just a half game behind Tennessee for second place in the conference standings. Georgia and Florida go a few more rounds tonight on the road for the Dogs. It's coming up next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Back here in Gainesville, Florida at the O'Connell Center, the building with more names than Chuck Dowdle aliases. Tony Schiavone is with us tonight. Chuck, of course, that's his laughter you can hear. Dominic Cotroneo is in our network studios, our Northside Hospital Network studios tonight. I'm Scott Howard. Our courtside show brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well. Welcome back to Gainesville, Florida, the O'Connell Center for Georgia and Florida tonight. The second go-round between these two teams here in the regular season. The starting five for Georgia tonight. Let's start there. The Dogs with a record of 13-11 overall, 4-8 in the SEC. Georgia has lost 3 straight since last beating Florida. That was the Dogs' last win on January 30th. So we're 0 for February so far. Hopefully Valentine's night is the Dogs' night. Coach Fox, his starting five that he'll send to the floor will feature Turtle Jackson, a 6'4 junior guard from Athens. Turtle averaging 9 points and per game and leading the team in assists. He has 89 assists on the year, a little more than 3 per contest. Juwan Parker will start at guard, a 6'4 redshirt senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, averaging just under 9 points a ball game, 3.5 rebounds per contest as well. Freshman Rayshawn Hammonds, a 6'8", 227-pound freshman from Norcross, Georgia, is in the starting five tonight. The forward from Norcross averaging 6 points and 5 rebounds per contest and is coming off a 14.5 rebound game in the loss to Auburn over the weekend. Then there's Yante Mayton, the 6'8 senior from Pontiac, Michigan, averaging 19.5 points, 8.7 rebounds. He leads the SEC in scoring, third in rebounds overall, 1,715 points in his Georgia career. That's 4th best in school history. 814 career rebounds. That's 7th best in school history. 180 career blocks. That is 3rd best in school history for Yante Mayton. Nicholas Claxton will round out the starting five for Mark Fox tonight. Claxton is a 6'11", 215-pound freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. He is averaging 4 points and 3.5 rebounds per contest. So the Dogs starting five: Turtle Jackson, Juwan Parker, Rayshawn Hammonds, Yante Mayton, and Nicholas Claxton. Now for the Florida Gators, coached by Mike White in his 3rd season. A record of 65-32 here in Gainesville. His 7th year as a head coach overall. He was the SEC Coach of the Year in this league last season. His Gators this year are 17-8 overall, 8-4 in the Southeastern Conference, just a half game out of second place in the league standings. They reached a number 5 national ranking back in December, currently unranked with that 17-8 record. Mike White starting five tonight. One of the best guards in the SEC, Chris Chiosa, starts at the point. 6-foot senior from Memphis, Tennessee. He is averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds per contest. Second in the Southeastern Conference in total assists with 148, over 500 assists in his Florida career. Jalen Hudson is a 6'6 junior guard from Richmond, Virginia. He's a transfer from Virginia Tech. He is the leading scorer on this Gator club, averaging 15.7 points and 4 rebounds per contest. Igor Kulichov is a 6'5 graduate transfer. He's a guard or forward. He is from Russia. He's a transfer from Rice, also played at Arizona State as a freshman in his college career. He's a very good rebounder at only 6'5". He's the leading rebounder for Florida, actually. 7 per ball game to go with 14 points per contest. Keith Stone, a 6'8 sophomore from Deerfield Beach, Florida. And Kavarius Hayes, a 6'9 junior center from Live Oak, Florida, round out the starting 5 for Florida. Chiosa, Hudson, Kulichov, Stone, and Hayes, Georgia, and Florida. Second meeting of the year, and it's coming up right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Folks are still filing into the O'Connell Center. Not a big crowd tonight on Valentine's Eve. I guess folks here in Gainesville have something better to do than attend the Gators basketball game tonight.
Boy, let me just say right now, there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here with you and Tony, Scott.
I love you guys. And plus they're paying me to be here. It's time now for the Northside Impact, sponsored by Northside Hospital Atlanta. Since 1978, Northside Hospital Cancer Institute has been activating a community of cancer care. Its experience and expertise have established Northside as the most powerful cancer-fighting network in Georgia. With 48 cancer care centers, Northside is built to act at a moment's notice and to bring hope to you and your family when it matters most. Northside is built to beat cancer, and you can learn more at builttobeatcancer.com. Now let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Ford brings you our keys to the game. Elevate your game with a new Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now with our keys, here's the official Chuck of the Georgia Bulldogs, Chuck Dowdle.
Well, Scott, let me tell you, first thing, wouldn't it be great to have a lead? Something we have not done in our last 3 games is have a lead. Not even 2-0. So I'm going to say get off to a good start tonight. Dogs are a team of low confidence right now. Basketball, look, it's a game of swagger and confidence. You start slow tonight, and you run the risk of the, oh my goodness, here we go again attitude, and that would not be good in this building. In fact, that would be disastrous. Number 2, look, we're bigger and I think better inside than the Gators. Agbeidi, Hammonds, Claxton, they've got to play that way tonight. They've got to help Yante. Look, we killed the Gators on the glass in Athens. We need to do it again tonight. Rebound and rebound hard. And finally, shut them down behind the arc. Make your defensive rotations fast. Run at their shooters when they're wide open. Don't just let them stand there and take an uncontested 3. Run at them. Make it tough on them. Listen, they'll take the run with. They're going to take north of 25 trays tonight. What we want to do is make sure that they don't make any more than 10. So that's the goal tonight. They're going to take somewhere north of 25 behind the arc. We want to hold them to somewhere around 10 or less.
Yeah, they made 9 in the 12-point loss in Athens a little more than 3 weeks ago. They were 9 of 26 on threes, but they only got to the line 6 times in that ball game because they were settling for those 3-point shots out on the perimeter.
Well, and you heard Coach Fox tell you in your interview with him pre-game, he said that, look, we got away with a lot on defense that we really didn't. Well, one of the things they didn't do was run at those 3-point shooters when they had an opportunity, when they were left uncontested. But still, Florida missed. And sometimes that happens. Guys are going to miss shots. And they did a lot in that game, and that helped us considerably. I don't think we're going to be that lucky twice, and particularly in this building. So we got to do the defensive things to help make them miss a lot. And one of those things is when they're standing out there uncontested, run at them. Get somebody out there quickly.
Dogs take the floor. Georgia will be wearing red uniforms tonight. Red jerseys, red shorts. Gators in their home white uniforms, orange numbers, a little bit of orange and blue piping down the sides. Georgia in the red with the black and silver piping down the sides of the uniform. Sweet Tarts is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Shop Sweet Tarts now on Amazon. Kavarius Hayes at 6'9" will jump against Nicholas Claxton at 6'11", and we are underway as Florida controls the opening tip. And here we go in Gainesville. From our vantage point across from the benches tonight, the Gators will move from left to right here in the opening half. Ron Groover, Byron Jarrett, and Chuck Jones are trio of officials this evening. Chiosa attacks from the right corner into the paint. Maton picks him up there. They go to the top of the key. Jalen Hudson's three off the rim, no good. Rebound into the far corner, into the Georgia bench. It's going to be Georgia's basketball there.
Good job that time. Nicholas Claxton jumped out at him as he was taking that uncontested three, and that bothered him.
Yonte Maton chasing after that loose ball, grimacing a little bit as he went into the seats over there. He's grimacing as he runs into the front court left. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully he didn't strain something. Hammonds with the ball. Turtle now on the left wing. And man-to-man for Florida. We feed it into Rayshon. Turns to the baseline. Throws it off the glass. He's fouled as the shot is errant. He'll go to the line. 2 free throws right away. And the Dogs with the first chance in February to have a lead tonight.
You know, Tony Schiavone mentioned something earlier to us about that he thought that Hammonds played more aggressively against Auburn. That was a good aggressive move right there. So Tony may have picked up on something.
Free throw, no good. Fouls on Kulichov, Igor Kulichov, 6'5" graduate transfer from Russia, transfer from Rice University. Hammonds tries to give the Dogs their first lead of the month, and he does. There it is, 1-0.
Hey, we'll take it.
As Hammonds makes 1 of 2 at the line.
Boy, view's pretty good from up here on top of the mountain, isn't it?
Not quite a full minute in. Easy, Chief. Hudson with the ball. Let's work it around the perimeter. Chiosa out of the left corner, drives, pushes it with one hand to Hudson. He comes off the wing. They give it back to Chiosa in the right corner. Jump stop in the lane. He ducks under Claxton. Flips it up, misses the lay-in. Rebound, loose. Chased down by Hayes. We had 2 or 3 guys grabbing at it at the top of the key, and Kavarius Hayes able to retrieve it, put 2 hands on the ball for the Gators.
That was something Juwan couldn't quite do, get 2 hands on it.
Gators get another crack at it. 18:44 to go here in half number 1, just underway. Georgia with a 1-0 lead. Hudson goes left to Chiosa. He's guarded by Turtle. Back to Hudson on the right. Well, they got a screen for Hudson. Work the ball inside. There's a foul called on the Dogs with 3 seconds left on the shot clock as Hayes put it up and in from under the basket, but they wave off the shot. Foul on the floor, so the Gators are going to get another possession.
Hayes did a great job of getting perfect position on Juwan Parker. They got the pass underneath to him.
Florida inbounds to our right. Chiosa slides to a stop top of the key, gives it out to Keith Stone for a 3, draws iron. No good. Rebound, Juwan Parker for the Dogs. So Florida's missed their first couple of threes here as Hammonds puts one in on the baseline. They foul him and they count the shot. He was being wrapped up on the left baseline as he let the ball go with one hand, and it hit nothing but net, and Hammonds is going back to the free throw line, Chuck.
I don't care what Rayshon tries to tell you, that was lucky. That was lucky. He happened to let that ball get out of his hand, actually kind of got away from him, but it found the bottom of the net as he was being fouled.
Hammonds, the left-hander, knocks down the free throw for a 3-point play, and the Dogs with a massive 4-0 lead. 18-12 to go here in half number 1. Florida with the basketball. Hudson drives, and Claxton fouls him at the rim as the shot bounces off the iron a couple of times, and Hudson loses a contact lens for the moment. Foul on Nicholas Claxton, going to give Jalen Hudson 2 free throws. 69% shooter for the Virginia Tech transfer. They're giving him a little extra time to get that contact lens situation straightened out. 2 officials are looking at him. See if he needs to come out of the ball game. He's going to stay in and shoot his free throws. 4-0, Dogs lead. Not quite 2 minutes into the contest here in Gainesville tonight. Hudson, a right-handed shooter, free throw short. Well, he's been short on all of his shots so far tonight. Second free throw in the air from the right-hander. Short again, front rim, rebound Claxton. Gators cold to start the ball game. And the Dogs with a 4-0 lead in the ball. Turtle Jackson between the circles. Goes left to Yante Maton. Guarded by Hayes. Gators in a man-to-man. We feed it into Maton. They tip and steal. Hayes got a hand on the ball, deflected it away, and the Gators will steal it and run it up left to right. Kulichoff off a curl. 3-ball, good. Right of the circle.
Well, that's a pretty shot right there. If he's going to knock those down, you're going to have a tough time defending him.
Igor Kulichoff at 6'5", 40% three-point shooter this season for the Gators. That's his 49th of the year. They've got several of those guys. Parker's going to try one just inside the arc. Misses a long two on the left side. And the rebound goes to Kulichoff for the Gators. He's their leading rebounder, by the way. 6'5". He runs through the lane. They try to throw the ball inside to either Kulichoff or Hayes. Two guys were in the same zip code. And it's tipped away by the Dogs, out of bounds over the inline. Florida will keep possession. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 4-3, Dogs with a 1-point lead. Gators with the ball. In the corner, Hudson off balance three. That one's too far. Hayes gets the rebound left of the lane for the Gators. Hudson can't find the bottom of the basket just yet.
Gators getting too many second chance opportunities here.
Kulichoff reverses to Stone, pump fake on the three. Slides down the right edge of the lane, ducks into the lane. Hammonds knocks the ball loose, but it's picked up by guys all over the floor. Hayes picked up another one to save the possession, and Kulichoff hit another three in the right corner for Florida. So that was a short-lived 4-0 lead. It's 6-4 Gators now. 16:36 on the clock. First half here at the O'Connell Center. Jackson lobs it into Maton, left of the lane. He bumps Hayes, spins to the baseline, picks up a double team, tries to throw up a one-hander. And Florida called for the foul. Kivarius Hayes, a 6'9 junior, whistled for the foul, the contact on Maton.
And with that foul, you could see what Florida was trying to do defensively to Yante Maton. They want to force him away from the basket so that when he spins and makes those little hooks, that it's really out of his comfort zone.
Two shots coming for Yante. 6-4, Gators lead it. Maton on the year, 84% from the line. 4 for 4 against Auburn on Saturday. And his first free throw of the night is good to give him his first point of the evening. Maton had 20 and 5, 20 points, 5 rebounds in the loss to the Tigers on Saturday. 8 of 10 shooting the basketball. And we've talked about this before, he's the only player on this roster for Georgia that scored 20 points in a college basketball game. The Gators have 6 of those guys.
Yeah, and that's
that just shows you our scoring opportunities that we have on this team.
It's at the root of the problem when it comes to the slump that Georgia's been in, is not enough scoring to help Yante Maton to take some of that defensive pressure off number one.
Maton misses a second free throw around the rim and out. 6-5, Gators lead. They've got the ball. Derek Ogbede's checked in for Nicholas Claxton for the Dogs. Chiosa above the arc left side. Top of the key, Keith Stone straightaway three off the rim. No good. Tapped up by the Gators' Dante Bassett. That was no good. And then the rebound, we knocked it out of bounds into the right corner.
And we sort of let it go out of bounds, I think, thinking the official was going to give us the call. That wasn't the case.
It's going to be Florida's basketball in the corner with a fresh 30. Hammonds goes out of the ball game.
And another second chance opportunity for the Gators.
Florida inbounds. Pop Jada has checked in for Rayshawn Hammonds. So our 5 is Turtle and Parker, Jada, Ogbede, and Maton. Drive to the basket, flipped up and in by Michael Carew, and a foul on the play as well. They'll count the bucket, and that'll get us into a timeout. And that makes the score Florida 8 and the Dogs 5 with a free throw to come for Florida. 15:55, half number 1. The under-16 timeout is upon us. We'll step aside for just a moment with the Dogs down 3 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Dogs scored the first 4 points of the ball game, but the Gators are on an 8-1 run right now. They lead it 8-5 with 15:55 to go here in the first half. They've got a free throw to come, too, by the way, on a 3-point play opportunity. Better buckle up because SiriusXM is 0 to everything and 150 channels. You get commercial-free music plus entertainment, comedy, news, and, of course, coverage of every major sport, including Georgia Bulldogs basketball. So tune in and let's ride.
And already the Gators with more offensive rebounds than we have total rebounds. They got 4 offensive rebounds. And that's to my point where they're getting too many second chances and early on here. So we got to shut that down, stop that. Right now they're out rebounding in 6-3, but like I point out, of their 6 rebounds, 4 of them are offensive boards.
Dawgs had 15 offensive rebounds in that first win over the Gators in Athens a couple of weeks ago. I'd like to see a repeat performance of that as we go along, but
well, we're also
struggles
still starting that category.
Yes, we are.
We're still looking for that first one.
Michael Carew, 6'3" freshman guard from Raleigh, North Carolina, at the free throw line. The foul, by the way, was on Derek Ogbede, his first, team's third. So a 3-point play for Carew. Free throw by the right-hander is good. So he converts, and the Gators extend the lead to 9-5. So a 9-1 run after Georgia scored the first 4 of the ball game, and the Dogs trail by 4. Jota with the ball between the circles, guarded by Kayvon Allen, who's coming off the bench now for Mike White's Gators. Turtle with the ball, left wing, dumps it into Matons, into the paint, triple team. Oh, finds Derek open all alone on the baseline, and Derek will dunk it with 2 hands.
Well, that's what happens when Yante gets an entry pass and gets into the paint, about in the middle of the paint. The defense goes to him, and that left Derek all by himself underneath.
That drive to the basket, driven by BMW, the official luxury vehicle of Georgia Athletics. Chiosa answers for the Gators with a 3 just to the right of the circle. Chris Chiosa with his first points tonight. That's already 3 threes for Florida here. We haven't played 5 minutes. It's 12-7.
And it's 7 in the game. I told you they'd take north of 25, and we wanted to hold them to 10.
Dawgs with the ball down to the left end of the floor as we look at it. Parker overhead pass into Ogbede from the left block. Jump hook over Kulichov is good. It rattled in there. And Derek with his second field goal in his many possessions. That makes it 12-9 and quiets the Reptiles behind us, at least temporarily. 12-9. Gators with the ball. They had trouble with the dribble in the left corner. Okaru lost the handle for a moment. Chiosa's got it now. Left-hand dribble. He pushes away from Jackson. Fall away on the left side. Won't go. At close range, he missed the fall-away jumper. Dawgs rebound the miss. Jackson pushes it up the floor. Ogbede top of the key. Feeds it into Maton. High pass. He jumps to catch it. Slides through the lane. Jump hook. No good. He's fouled. Yante is going to go back to the line for 2 shots. 4th team foul on the Gators. And that one will send Maton to the line for 2 free throws. Yante 1 for 2 from the line here early on. 12-9, Gators by 3. The big right-hander from Pontiac, Michigan knocks it down for the Dogs. Foul was on Dante Bassett, by the way, for the Gators, his first of the night. Bassett, a 6'9", 240-pound freshman from Oakland, California.
We get Crump into the game, replacing Juwan Parker. So now Tyree in there at the shooting guard.
Maton up on his toes, drilling the free throw. He made them both. He's 3 for 4. And the Dogs trail by 1, 12-11. 14-17 on the clock here in half number 1. Allen through the center circle on the logo, wearing a headband tonight. Sends it to the right side to Hudson. Hudson drives to the right block, zips it down the baseline. Left corner 3, Okaru good. Crump was late getting out on him. Dogs with the ball, down 15-11. Turtle Jackson, one-handed bounce pass to Claxton, who's back in. Nick back and forth across the top of the key. Gators play a tight man-to-man. Turtle bounce feed to Ogbede, back to Jackson. Set shot for 3. Good, he rattled it in there from the left wing.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Turtle Jackson.
Bounced it off both sides of the rim, but got it to fall through.
Had an SEC high 16 points in the win over Florida a couple of weeks ago with his first bucket tonight. Gators miss a free throw line jump shot that's rebounded by the Dogs. We push it up the other way. Chance to take the lead. Jota's 3 off target from the right wing. Long rebound collected by the Gators. They push it up to our right with Hudson. 15-14. Florida leads by 1. They've got the ball. Hudson over to Keith Stone. They'll work it around the perimeter. Okaru, who got less than a minute of action in the game in Athens, goes to Stone. We kick it out of bounds over our bench on the far sideline. It'll be Florida's basketball. 16 on the shot clock.
Nicholas Claxton with those long arms, got his hands in that passing lane. Almost got it off the Gators. Instead it went off of Nicholas.
Allen's going to inbound it in front of the Georgia bench, but not before Juwan Parker will check into the contest for Turtle Jackson. 15-14, Florida with a lead, 13:03 to go, half number one. Allen waiting to get the basketball from Chuck Jones, the official. Now he finally gives it to him. Feeds it into Stone, right back to Allen. Kayvon Allen, 6'2 junior from Little Rock, Arkansas. Holds the ball, guarded by Crump. Tries to go inside. We batted the ball away. Should have had a steal. We don't get it. Florida keeps it, misses a three from the left corner. In a foul on the Gators on the rebound effort.
Wow, I thought they were going to get that rebound, have another chance. Thank goodness that whistle blew.
Foul on Bassett, his second. And he'll come out of the ball game as Gorjak Gak comes in for the Gators. 6'11 sophomore center from Australia. Dogs trail by one, 15-14. With the ball and a chance to take the lead again. We led 4-0 early, and then the Gators scored 9 of the next 10 points. Parker with the ball, right wing, goes to Hammonds in the right corner. Puts it on the floor, drives on the baseline. Fadeaway one-hander, rattles off, no good. Rebound Stone for the Gators. Gives it to Kayvon Allen. Will take it up into the front court. Allen settles on the right wing, pass top of the key to Stone. He turns around and hands it back to DeAndre Ballard, a 6'5 freshman guard from Atlanta. Gators will reset a little bit with Jalen Hudson. Dribbled it off his foot. It rolls out of bounds on the far sideline. It'll be the Dogs' ball.
Yeah, that was...
He tried to cut on the dribble, and when he changed hands,
he didn't change feet.
He didn't move it anyway. He dribbled it right off the top, and it just shot out of bounds, rolling quickly to the scorer's table across the way. Dogs with the possession now. Chance again to take the lead. Claxton thought about the long jumper. Feeds Maton on the baseline instead. The kiss off the glass won't go. Yante hadn't made a field goal tonight. Rebound to the Gators. Allen drives to the foul line. Kicks it out left side. Stone had it bounce off his hands. Chased down the loose ball. Florida with a possession. 18 on the clock. Allen looks back to the Gator bench behind him. Head coach Mike White gets the call. Gets the screen from Gak. Shoots a long two. Deep. No good. Gak went over the top of Crump to get the rebound. 6'11 and 6'1 as Florida gets another offensive board.
A little bit of a mismatch over there, wasn't it?
Just a slight bit. Florida with the ball. Ballard drives for an open two. Misses a long jumper. Rebound to Claxton. Florida not a real high shooting percentage thus far tonight. 31%. I'll say it's not high. How about that scoop shot across the body from Claxton? Scooped it with a right hand up across his body off the glass for two. And the Dogs lead it 16-15. Now Claxton fouls on the defensive end. That's two on Nicholas. And that gets us into a timeout with 11:01 to go in the half. It's Georgia 16, Florida 15. Back to the O'Connell Center in Gainesville in just a moment here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Dogs lead Florida 16-15. 11:01 to go, half number one. At StubHub, every Bulldog ticket is 100% guaranteed. You'll find the best selection of tickets anywhere. Plus, you'll get 24/7 customer service from StubHub, your ticket out, and the official fan-to-fan marketplace of Georgia Athletics.
Well, Scott, you look at these rebounds, and again, Gators still leading it on the glass. We have not come up with an offensive rebound. They've gotten 5. They're 5 and 5 on the boards. 5 offensive, 5 defensive. And so far, 9 threes they've tried. 9 threes here in less than 10 minutes. And they've made 4 of them. That's not a healthy percentage for the Bulldogs if they keep that up. But having said all that, I do like what I'm seeing defensively from Georgia. We're challenging shots. We're not doing the things that we were doing against Auburn, which was precious little on defense.
Gators have the ball. They trail by 1. Under 11 minutes to go in the half now. Allen to the right, reverses, top of the key to Stone. Mike Edwards is in for the Dogs. He's guarding Keith Stone. Stone bumping and working against Edwards. Shoots it on the block. Missed it off the rim. He got in right at point-blank range, and Edwards with good, tight defense.
Boy, he did. That's a way to play defense right there.
Dogs with the rebound. Crump a high pass to Maton. Goes up the ladder to save it on the right side of the floor. Now Parker's got it on the left wing. Top of the key, Yante. Straight away, go to Rayshawn Hammonds, 13 to shoot. Parker's got the ball, left wing, above the arc. To the foul line, jumper from 15. Good for Jawan, his first points of the contest, and the Dogs extend the lead to 3. It's 18-15 Georgia. Approaching the 10-minute mark here in the half. Chiosa between the circles, guarded by Crump. Gives it to Allen. Kayvon Allen, right-hand dribble, skips it to his left to Kulichov. Back to Allen quickly. Sidesteps his way into the lane, throws it up from the left side of the iron. No good. Hayes saves the rebound on the right baseline for the Gators.
Another offensive board, another second chance.
Too many chances for Florida. They're missing shots, but the Dogs aren't getting the glass. Chiosa, top of the key. Allen straight away through. Good. And that's what happens when you give them too many chances.
That's exactly right.
5th three of the half for the Gators, and we're tied at 18. 9:29 to go, half number 1. Crump has the ball knocked out of his hands by Chiosa on the near sideline in front court. And the Dogs will inbound the ball again. Crump leaves the contest. Turtle Jackson, the junior from Athens, will come back into the contest. Rayshawn Hammonds, a Norcross freshman at 6'8", will inbound on the near sideline in front court, down to our left. Feeds it into Jackson. Double screen out front, Maton and Edwards. Give it to Mike now, top of the key. Go over to Parker, fakes the 3 on the right wing. Works against Allen, goes baseline, runs over a guy. They call a block foul on Florida.
And he was shuffling his feet. He did not have position. Crowd doesn't like it, but you wouldn't expect them to.
That was on Keith Stone. He's drawn 10 charges this season, which leads the team in that category. Thought he had another one there, but they whistled him for a block.
Well, yeah, he was moving his feet. You got to be set.
6th team foul on the Gators. Dogs will be in the bonus on the next Florida violation. 9:10 to go in the half. Georgia and Florida tied at 18. Turtle, right wing, reverses to Edwards. Down the lane, throws it up with the right hand. They block the shot. Chiosa's got it, off to the races. Dogs get 3 red shirts back to defend, so the Gators slow down the offense. Here's Kulichov through the lane, down the lane, bumps with Edwards, misses a high left-hander off the glass, but a foul whistled on the Dogs.
Now, I got to tell you something. I thought that he extended his arm with his right arm as he was putting that shot up. In my mind, I think if the officials were to look at that, that'd be an offensive.
Kulichov, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, will go to the line. 91%. He's only missed 6 times all year. Oh, he almost missed that one. That one had a little more rim than he's used to, but it rolled in there. Foul was whistled on Mike Edwards, by the way, his first and the team's 5th. T-Shawn Hightower into the ball game now as Kulichov knocks down a pair of free throws for the Gators to give them a 20-18 lead. Parker out, Hightower in for the first time in the ball game. Maton's got the ball above the arc to Hammonds to his left. Go deep in the corner above the 3 line. Hammonds dribbles top of the key, skips it over to Turtle with 10 on the clock. Left-hand dribble through the legs. Now Jackson uses a screen from Edwards. Kills the dribble. He's double teamed, throws it away. Kulichov intercepted his baseline pass. Kulichov into the front court, goes over to Chiosa, back to Kulichov, and Edwards puts a hand on him out above the 3-point line as he faked and then drove. It was going by Mike, and Edwards fouled it. That's his second now.
Turtle with a very ill-advised pass. He had Yante Maton standing all alone by himself, top of the key where Yante likes to often sink threes, and instead tried to go inside with it and threw it right to a Florida Gator.
6th team foul on the Dogs, second on Edwards as he leaves the ball game. Ogbede comes back in. Gators will inbound from the far sideline when we get all the substitutions made. Jawan Parker's back in. Hammonds, Parker, Maton, Ogbede, and Hightower. That's our 5. Chiosa, Stone, Hayes, Kulichov, and Allen. That's Florida's 5. Kayvon Allen with the ball. Hook pass left to Stone above the arc on the left side of the floor. Back to Allen. Allen holds, looks over the Georgia defense. Dogs in a man-to-man. Hightower's chasing after Chiosa, who has the ball now. Fakes the drive, steps back for a 3, air ball. Collected under the basket by Parker, and then the shot clock went off at the same time, but we continue play.
And you know what that was? Just great defense by the Dogs. Great defense.
Georgia trails by 2, 20-18. We've got the ball, chance to tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. 7:35 to go in the half. Parker off the wing, uses a screen from Ogbede. Straightaway 3, front rim, no good. Rebound Kulichov for the Gators. Gives it to Chiosa. Angles into the front court. Kayvon Allen, right corner 3 was open. Around the rim and out, no good. Rebound Dawgs. Ogbede pulled it down. Hightower's got it on the near sideline in front court now for Georgia, who trails by 2. Hightower kills the dribble. High lob to Ogbede, puts it on the floor. Triple team, we whip it out of there. Check a whistle first. 3 seconds on the Dogs was the call. We were getting it out of trouble. We moved the ball from the left corner with 3 passes all the way to the left wing, but in the lane too long, the Dogs will turn it over.
Well, I think if they had that to do over again when Derek had that first pass, he'd have gone straight up with it.
Timeout here in Gainesville at the O'Connell Center. It's Florida leading Georgia 20-18 with 7:08 remaining in the half. Breaking the action. Come back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Along with Chuck Dowdle and our producer-engineer Tony Schiavone, Scott Howard back here at the O'Connell Center. Dominic Cotroneo is in our Northside Hospital Network studios. He'll be joining us at the half to get us up to date on the other SEC action going on around the league tonight. The Dogs coming in hoping to snap a 3-game losing streak. We've dropped 3 in a row, 6 of our last 7, and 8 of 10 to fall to 4-8 in the league. But so far, playing some decent basketball here in the first half against a very good Florida team.
Playing some great defense, Scott. Dogs are holding the Gators to 28% shooting. The Gators just 6 out of 21. But Georgia's not doing the job on the boards. The reason that they've got those 21 shots, Georgia's only got 12 because we've got no offensive rebounds, and they've got like a bunch. They got, well, let me look. They got 6. And so that's what's really hurting the Dogs right now. They just got to do a better job on the glass, particularly on the defensive glass.
Gators 1 for their last 9 from the field. They've got the ball right now. Here's Kulichov, straightaway 3 off the curl. 1 for their last 10. Missed it off the front rim. Parker tight ropes it in the corner to save the rebound. Hightower has it into the front court left. Dogs in red tonight, Gators in white. T-Shawn to Rayshawn. Hammonds puts it on the floor with a left-hand dribble. Tried to go into a mate and a double team. They steal it. Kulichov at the half-court line. Feeds it up ahead to Hudson to Stone. Driving down the lane. Layup good from the right side.
That was a freshman mistake for Sean Hammonds with that pass. It was just too easy to pick it off.
22-18, Florida with a 4-point lead. 6:20 to go in the half. Dogs ball in the front court. A turnover, our 4th. Florida's only turned it over once. Maton, long jumper, won't go. Ogbede got the rebound.
And he got fouled, thank goodness.
He got fouled. They knocked the ball out of his hands, and Chuck Jones whistled the foul on Florida. It's going to be bonus time for the Dogs now. 1-1. The foul is on Jalen Hudson, who slapped the hand there to knock the ball loose from Derek Ogbede's grip. Hudson with his first, team 7th. Derek to the line. We need the free throws, big man. 53% is Ogbede's number from the line this season.
If the Dogs at least got an offensive board there, that was nice to see.
The left-hander whips it up in there, went in and out. Maton got the rebound. Dogs with a chance for points. Parker fake on the 3, drive, floater, air ball caught by Maton underneath. His putback won't go. Ogbede an offensive board and a foul on Derek on the rebound. Got him for a push. That's 2 on Ogbede now. Claxton has 2, Edwards with 2, and Ogbede with 2. Fortunately, Maton foul-free at this point, but our bigs are in foul trouble. That's going to put Florida on the line for 1-1. Keith Stone will shoot free throws, the 6'8 sophomore forward from Deerfield Beach, Florida. Free throw by the right-hander Stone is good. He's a 72% shooter this season for the Gators.
You see the difference. It matters when you can knock down that first free throw.
And he makes them both.
We didn't, they did.
Well, during this 3-game losing streak, Georgia shooting 65% from the line. Our opponents shooting 81% from the line. And that does make a difference. Gators extend the lead to 6, 24-18. That's their largest lead of the evening. Dogs, a little bit of a scoring drought all of a sudden. Turtle Jackson across the top of the key on the dribble. Goes to Parker, into the corner to Hammonds, right side of the floor. Comes out of the corner to the foul line. Finds Parker open for a second in the left corner. Chiosa hustles out on him. Drives the baseline, puts it up from 10. Rattles out, no good. Rebound Florida. Chiosa with the ball, right wing. Now top of the key. Alley-oop lob. They drop it. And Hayes traveled with the basketball. He went up. Didn't have possession of the ball, came down on one knee, called for traveling right on the baseline under the bucket.
You know, I thought he'd hurt himself for a moment. He fell very awkwardly.
It looked like his knee just kind of gave out on him when he came down.
I'm glad he's okay. He jumped up. He's good.
I'm glad he turned it over.
Well, he did that. He definitely did that.
24-18. Florida with a 6-point lead. Dogs with the ball. Less than 5.5 minutes to go in half number one. Turtle leans into the dribble, into the front court. Michael Carew back into the ball game. 6'3" freshman guard for the Gators. He guards Turtle. Turtle dribbles to his right, sends it to the right wing to Parker. Dogs work on the left end of the floor as we view it. Oh, Mate with a nifty move. He ducked underneath the defender and scored right in front of the basket with a layup. His first bucket of the night. He's got 5 in the game.
Oh, we needed that. Nice move, Yante Maton. Polished footwork in the paint.
He had that baseline spin, and they were ready for that. Kulichov was right in front of him when he came out of that spin, and then he went back the other way and just ducked right under Kulichov and put it up and in front of the basket.
Absolutely unobstructed to the basket when he did that.
24-20, Gators by 4. Florida with the ball. Jump stop, Allen. Puts it up with the right hand. Won't go. Off the rim. Rebound, Turtle Jackson. We run the other way. Up the far sideline to Giada. Pop Giada goes to Hammonds. We feed it inside to Maton. Yante thought he was fouled on a double team there. Ball knocked loose, and the Gators come out of the pack with it. Okaru drives to the foul line. Nowhere to go with it. Turns and gives it to Jalen Hudson, the Virginia Tech transfer. Dribble handoff on the wing. They work it around the left side of the floor. 16 to shoot for Florida. Hudson's got it back now. He's guarded by Hammonds. Again, flips it off to Allen around a screen from Hayes. He rolls to the basket. Allen, pivot, reverse pivot, left side of the lane. Nowhere to go. Now it's Kulichov going to drive to the lane, and offensive foul on the Gators as the shot clock was winding down. Missed the lay-in attempt, and Hayes with a foul for Florida that gets us into a timeout. Again, good defense by Georgia, forcing Florida late into the shot clock. We'll have the ball. We'll be at the line when we come back, I think.
Yeah,
right?
and Hayes now with his second.
24-20, Florida leading Georgia. Timeout in Gainesville. Back in a moment, Bulldogs Sports Network. Back here at the O'Connell Center, where the Gators lead the Dogs by 4, 24-20, with 3:59 remaining in the first half. This in-game recap is brought to you by Regions, proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. The Dogs scored the first 4 for our first lead in the month of February, but then the Gators answered with a 9-1 run to take the lead. It's been close and back and forth for the most part since then. Florida's big lead has been 6 points just a couple of minutes ago. It's a 4-point lead for the Gators right now. Leading scorers in the contest for Georgia. Yante Maton has 5. Hammonds with 4. Ogbede with 4. For the Gators, Kulichov has 8. He's got a couple of threes. They are 5 of 13 on 3-point shots. Georgia has tried just 4 and made 1. Pop Giada is going to be at the foul line for the Dogs now, shooting the 1-and-1. Giada 3 of 5 from the foul line, now 3 of 6 as he misses the first. Hammonds fights for the rebound, goes back to the basket, up and in, and a foul. Count the bucket.
Boy, that was a pretty effort by Rashawn Hammonds.
Back to the line for a free throw.
Boy, where has he been? I'm telling you, it is so great to see him back playing the way he was playing at the start of the season.
Foul was on Gack, his first, and the team's 9th. Now the officials are going to take a trot to the scorers table over there and look at the video monitor. And this official review is brought to you by Barbasol. Finally making razors? Question mark? That's a no-brainer. Check out the new Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus with 6 ultra-thin blades. Save on the Ultra 6 Plus at Barbasol.com.
So what do you think they're reviewing here? I mean, Hammond's got the rebound, put it back in, drew the foul. now I can't for the life of me figure out what.
Might be a clock issue. I'm trying to look down to our left at the TV monitor to see what.
Okay.
I think the clock was slow in starting, perhaps after the missed free throw by Pop Jada. I believe that's the problem. So they're looking possibly to make a clock adjustment. Right now it's sitting at 3:58. We're in the first half. The Gators lead Georgia 24-22. And our officials, Ron Groover, Byron Jarrett, Chuck Jones. And two of those, Groover and Jones, are looking at the monitor across the way next to the Georgia bench.
Scott, while we got a second, too, just on behalf of all of us, you know, our prayers and condolences to all those families affected in Parkland, Florida today in that terrible shooting at that school. And, you know, you come to Florida and you get all excited for a college basketball game, and that's news breaks like that, and you realize, you know, just how important and precious life is. And here we are tonight, but those in Parkland are hurting.
Hammond's back at the foul line. They took 2 seconds off the clock, put it at 3:56. Rayshon,
so you were right,
completes the three-point play. And while we're on that tone, we should pass our condolences to the family of Billy Henderson, the great Athenian who passed away. Great Georgia Bulldog, longtime high school football coach at Clark Central.
One of the greatest in our state's history.
Gators 27-23. They hit a three-pointer a couple of seconds ago. Dawgs with the ball. Here's Hammonds now. Curls down the lane, left edge. Throws it up off the glass. No good. There's another foul on the Gators. In traffic, the whistle blowing against Florida. That's on Chris Chiosa, his second. They're piling them up. That's the 10th team foul on Florida, so it's double bonus for the last 3:24 of the half for Georgia. And Yante Maton on the foul line. Maton, right-handed release, free throw up and in, good. Yante with 6 points now. He's 4 of 5 from the foul line this evening. Maton, 84% foul shooter this season. Chiosa leaves the ball game. Allen comes back in. He's foul free. Chiosa has 2. Second free throw for Maton. 3-point lead for the Gators. Try to make it a 2-point game, and he does. Yante's knocked down 4 straight from the line. He's got 7 in the game, and it's 27-25. Florida by 2 with the ball. 3:19 to go, first half. Allen goes to Hudson. Jalen Hudson holds, not guarded tightly by Hammonds. Now to Okaru, stripped as he goes through the lane, picked up by Turtle, 2-on-2. Jackson drives, he lost it high. It hit off the backboard and bounces into the Florida bench.
My goodness.
Turtle lost the handle as he was driving down the lane. The ball just right out of his hands, right up off the backboard, and then right into the Gator bench. We had a break opportunity and turned it over instead.
This huge opportunity, just let it seriously slip through our hands, literally.
Yes. 6th turnover by the Dogs. We're down 2, less than 3 minutes to go in the half. Gators only shooting 31% in this half, but yet they lead. Allen drives, drops it off the gag. Blocked from behind by Jota. Got the ball back, and it rolls precariously around the rim and falls through for Gorjak Gak, who got the lay-in. His first points for the 6'11 sophomore from Australia. 29-25. Parker for 3. Won't go. Around the rim and off. Kulichov rebound on the baseline. Long pass into the front court. Caught in the air by Allen. We contested it. Juwan went up for the ball as well, and they crashed to the floor on the far sideline, and they whistle a foul on Juwan Parker. That's the second on Juwan Parker, and it's going to be 1-1 for the Gators. Kayvon Allen, who rarely misses. He's also a 91% free throw shooter, 62 of 68 this season. Florida by 4, 29-25. And Kayvon Allen looking to add to it, a 6'2 junior from Little Rock, Arkansas. Free throw, all net. He's got 4 points in the ball game. He did not have a terrific game shooting in the first meeting between these two teams back on January 30th. Was 4 of 11, just 1 of 5 on threes. He hits a pair of free throws here to put the Gators up by 6, matching their biggest lead of the half. 31-25 Florida with 2:20 to go, first half here in Gainesville. Dawgs shooting 40%. Gators at 32%. But they've had 8 more shots than we have. Turtle almost loses the ball again. My goodness, Mayton suddenly left alone on the block. Jump hook won't go. Rebound, Jada in the paint. Top of the key to Crump. He misses the 3. Gorjak Gak with a rebound for the Gators.
Gators got a hand in Crump's face right at the last second.
Allen straightaway 3. Buries it. Timeout, Georgia. As the Gators extend the lead, largest of the night, to 9 points, 34-25. Mark Fox calls a timeout with 1:44 to go in the half.
Well, Tyree had a good look. Gators, like I said, got a hand, and they, give them credit. They give scholarships too, and they did a good job defensively. Got out of him, made him hurry the shot just a little bit. He missed it, and then they come down and bury a 3.
Yante's got the ball on the block a lot of times tonight, Chuck, but just 1 for 5. He's not making it count.
Well, and he's had some great opportunities down there, as you point out, Scott, down low, and they've been close. They've kind of rattled around and just hadn't quite gotten the roll. But he's not who I worry about. Yante will be there. By the end of the game, you'll look down and go, yeah, it was the Yante Mayton game. It's these other guys that are got to be his supporting cast. As you pointed out, nobody else on this team has ever scored 20 in a college game.
Well, our 2 leading scorers in conference game, Mayton and Parker, a combined 2 for 11 here in the first half. That's got to change if we are going to have a chance. We're down 9 now with just a little more than 90 seconds to go in the half. Dawgs with the ball in front court left. Turtle off the wing, bounces it to Crump. Left-hand dribble, fadeaway 2, left side. He's fouled on the shot as it hits off the iron. Tyree's going to go to the line. 2 free throws coming. And the foul is on Jalen Hudson. That's his second. Florida carrying a serious foul, though. That's their 4th player with 2 fouls now here in this half. Crump at the line for the first time in the ballgame. 6'1" sophomore from Bainbridge, Georgia. 74% from the line. Tyree knocks it down with a right hand. His first point of the night. Dawgs at the line tonight, 9 of 13. (34-26). Florida's lead cut to 8 with that free throw. Tyree will try to cut it to a 7-point deficit. Free throw in the air, all net. 34-27. 1:25 to go, half number 1. Florida trots it into the front court with Allen. Chiosa's on the bench with 2 fouls. Allen on the wing, kills the dribble. Turtle tightens the defense. Goes to Stone, back to Allen now, right wing. 15 to shoot. Tavon Allen got a screen from Gak in the circle. The Kulichoff on the right wing. Back to Allen. 8 to shoot, 7 to shoot. Stone's got the ball. Drives through the lane into the left corner. Okaru's 3 around the rim and off. No good. Rebound to the Dogs. Deep into the shot clock again, the Gators. Okaru tried to connect on a 3 from the left corner, and it wouldn't go. Dogs, less than a minute to go. We have the ball. We're down 7. Crump on a high dribble between the circles. Looking. Turtle breaks out, comes to get the basketball. 13 on the shot clock. Turtle Jackson with a left-hand dribble, turns the ball over in his palm, goes to Mayton to the foul line. 15-footer off, no good. Rattled out. Kulichoff with a rebound for the Gators with 24 seconds to go. The shot clock is off here in the half.
And Yante's had any number of those tonight.
1 for 6 for Mayton in the half. Mike White, the Gators head coach, wants a timeout with 18.4 seconds remaining in the half. He'll use a 30-second timeout to use it or lose it to stop the clock. 34-27, Florida by 7. As we wind down here in the first half, neither team lighting it up offensively at all. The Dogs 35% shooting. We're 8 field goals, 8 of 23. The Gators have only made 2 more. They're 10 of 30 for 33%.
And they've had a few more because of the early disparity when they were getting those second chance opportunities. But the Dogs have tightened things up a little bit. You know, it'd be nice if we could find a way to to go in no more than what we are now, just the 7 down. It'd be great to come up with a steal here or find some way to get a turnover and get one more crack at it to cut into that lead before we go in at intermission.
Dogs have taken the rebounding lead, Chuck, 20-19. The difference right now is 3-point shots. The Gators have made 7. Dogs have only made 1. And the lead is 7. Chiosa comes back in for the final 18, despite the fact he has 2 fouls to run the offense. Clock at 12 to go in the half. Chiosa squares up between the circles to Allen, to Okaru. Handoff Chiosa. He's going to drive. Floater down the lane, won't go. Rebound Hightower. Throws a baseball pass down the length of the floor, and that's the end of the half as the shot sails well short of its intended target. Lands on the baseline, bounces out of bounds. The Dogs will go into the locker room to their right, the Gators to the left. And we've played 20 minutes in the books, and it's Florida 34 and Georgia 27.
And, Scott, if that was the play that Mike White drew up over there, I'm not impressed. That was not a great play. Chiosa unable to really get any penetration. Dogs did a good job defensively. But now Georgia's got to go in, kind of regroup here at halftime, come back out, see if they can't scrap their way back into this and get Yante Maton, get him to knocking down some shots. That would be the perfect remedy for Georgia's offensive woes right now.
It's a 7-point lead for the Gators. Florida 34, Georgia 27. Time now for the Georgia Power halftime show. When we come back, Dominic Cotroneo will be in our Northside Hospital Network studios with scores and more right here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Welcome to the Georgia Power Halftime Report. Georgia Power, proud to power the Georgia Bulldogs. Live from the Northside Hospital Network studios, here's your host, Cabell Philpott.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dominic Cotroneo, filling in for Cabell tonight as the Dogs are trailing here at halftime to the Gators 34-27. We're going to look around scores, starting with the SEC, and that's presented by Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Take on today. Only 2 other games in the SEC, and one other one also at halftime. It's number 10 Auburn hosting Kentucky 39-33. 2 tournament teams right now. Auburn still a chance to be a number 1 seed in bracketology in the latest edition from Joe Lunardi. They were ranked at number 2 for seeding. Now, the other final from earlier today was in Nashville and had plenty of fireworks early and even ended with a bang. Joe Fisher from the Vanderbilt IMG Sports Network with the call. Vandy with the win, 81-80 over Mississippi State. Exciting finish out there. Again, our score here at halftime, Florida leading Georgia 34-27. We'll have more coming up in just a bit on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome back to halftime. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Florida leads Georgia 34-27. Before we continue on with more scores, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome back. Now this top 25 look at the scoreboard is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Served up, the proud hangout for Georgia athletics. Wings, beer, sports. Now, the top 25 has a couple of upsets tonight, including number 3 Villanova losing in Big East play again, this time to Providence on the road, 76-71. Also in the ACC, an upset, and it came down to overtime. Florida State and number 11 Clemson. Gene Deckerhoff on the Seminole IMG Sports Network as Florida State hangs on to defeat Clemson 81-79. Duke had no problem with Virginia Tech at Cameron Indoor, even without Marvin Bagley, 74-52. Grayson Allen had 25 points in the win, matching a career high. Also, number 22 Michigan defeating Iowa 74-59. And in action right now at halftime before Xavier is at home for Seton Hall and having no problem right now. It is 45-25 at the break. And later tonight on the West Coast, Boise State, who is 20-5 by the way, hosting ranked Nevada Reno, the 24th ranked Wolfpack at 11 Eastern. That'll do it for now. We send it back out to Gainesville after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Thanks for tuning in on this Valentine's evening. Georgia trailing Florida by a score of 34-27. We're at the half. And Scana Energy is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. For every 3-point shot made by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. The Dogs only made 1 3 in that first half, 1 for 6 from three-point range. Georgia shot 35% for the half, 8 of 23 overall, 10 of 14 from the foul line. That's 71.5%. Georgia actually out-rebounded Florida, had to work throughout the entire half to take the lead, 21-19 on the glass. Georgia had 2 assists on its 8 baskets, 6 turnovers, 2 blocks, and a steal. Leading scorers, Yante Maton with 7, although Yante just 1 for 6 from the floor. Rayshawn Hammonds with 7 points as well. For the Florida Gators, they shot 32%, 10 of 31 from the field, but hit 7 3-pointers, 7 of 16, 7 of 9 from the foul line. They were -2 on the glass. They had 5 assists on their 10 baskets, 3 turnovers, a block, and 4 steals. Their leading scorer, Mike Okaru, who has 9 points off the bench for Florida. Their bench, by the way, has outscored Georgia's bench 19-6. It's 34-27. Gators with a 7-point lead. We'll get the second half started as the teams come out of the locker room for the second half warm-ups. We'll get the game rolling on right after this timeout of the Bulldogs Sports Network. Scott Howard back with Chuck Dowdle. Tony Schiavone, our producer-engineer here at the O'Connell Center tonight. Halftime winding down. The Gators lead Georgia by 7, 34-27. And if the Bulldogs, Chuck, are to finally end this lengthy losing streak here in this building, 14 in a row going back to 2002, they'll have to come from 7 down to do that. And what is your plan for Georgia to come from those 7 down? Second half adjustments, if you will.
Second half adjustments, get Yante Maton making some more baskets. Look, Yante got some shots, and he had some real, it wasn't like he was missing terribly. He had some tough breaks there. Maybe some breaks will turn his way here in the second half, and that'd make a huge difference for Georgia. Huge difference if they can just get some points out of Yante toward the end of, down the stretch of this game, the second half. And that doesn't worry me because I think he'll do that. I believe Yante will do that.
Georgia will have the ball to start the second half. The freshman Rayshawn Hammonds will inbound at the half-court line right in front of us. He'll feed it in gingerly to Turtle Jackson. Chiosa was acting like he was going to try to deflect the inbounds pass, but he backed away and let Turtle take the inbounds. Down 7 to start the second half. Dogs shoot on the right end of the floor now. Parker through traffic, throws it up and hangs on the rim and goes through good. Wow, that was kind of an afterthought, just throwing it up. It's going to be a 3-point opportunity now for the Dogs.
Those of you that watch the NBA see that all the time. Guy gets hit hard, but as he's going to the floor, he just flips it up there. Only this time, Juwan got it to fall for him. Very nice.
That drive by Juwan Parker, driven by BMW, the official luxury vehicle of Georgia Athletics. Parker, a free throw for a 3-point play. The right-handed senior puts it up and in good. That 3-point play brought to you by Scana Energy.
And there's a good start to this half.
34-30 now. Florida by 4 with the ball. Their first possession of the second half. Kulchoff has it. Guarded by Hammonds between the circles. Go to Kayvon Allen, left wing. Parker's on him. To Chiosa off a curl from the left baseline up the left wing. Feed it into Hayes. He works against Claxton. Jump hook. Hayes gets it to roll in over Claxton, who held his ground, extended his arms. But Hayes in 6'9", with a little bit of a jump, still got it to go over the long arms of Nick Claxton.
Yeah, Nicholas played it exactly the way you're supposed to. Just a good shot.
First points of the game for Hayes. 36-30 Florida. Hammonds baseline spin on the right block. Shoots over a double team. Leaves it well short. Got the glass and just nicked the iron. Florida runs up to the left. On the offensive end, Allen penetrates, kick out Stone. He fakes and drives, and Claxton with a block and a foul on the Dogs. See if they'll get Maton or Claxton down. They get Yante. I thought that might be the case. That's going to put Keith Stone on the foul line. First foul of the game for Yante Maton. And Stone, a 6'8 forward from Deerfield Beach, Florida, back to the line for a second time. 2 for 2 in the first half. Gators by 6, 36-30. Free throw by the right-hander. Off the iron, no good. Fell off to the right side of the basket. 18:48 to go in the ball game. Florida leads Georgia by 6. Stone's second free throw is good. So the lead is 7. 37-30 with a lot of time remaining. Dawgs into the front court. Allen guards Turtle Jackson as he works his way into the front court right through the logo. Maton with a feed down to Parker. Turnaround jumper from the left edge of the lane is an air ball. Caught by the Gators underneath the basket. Chiosa's got it, kicked it to his right to Stone. Straightaway three, won't go. Long rebound. Rolls off the toe of the Gators. The pass to Allen is intercepted by Claxton. Heads up play by Nicholas.
That was a hustling play by Nick Claxton.
Gators were on the floor trying to pass it up the wing. Clax caught the pass. We feed it into Maton. Turn around on the baseline. Good. Under the basket. A little baseline spin move patented by Yante. And that's his second field goal of the game. He's got 9, and that makes it 37-32 Florida.
And let's see if we can get Yante going now.
Oh, we need a few more of those from big number 1. Oh, backdoor feed, Kulichov, and a reverse lay-in. Beautiful pass, high-low from Chiosa to Kulichov.
He just faked Juwan Parker out, just left him standing there.
Kulichov in double figures with 10 now, and it's 39-32 Florida. Dawgs with the ball, Turtle nowhere to go with it. Jump pass into the post to Hammonds. He works against Kulichov, puts it up with their left hand. He banked it in, he got fouled, and it went.
And he knew. That was great. Rashawn knew that the ball was going in when he put it up. He turned and just started walking to the free throw line.
Rashawn going to the line. Hammonds a chance to get into double figures with 10 points. Hammonds with a free throw. And it's good. The left-hander knocks it down. And that three-point play brought to you by Scana Energy. That's 2.5. One by Parker, one by Hammonds for the Dogs. It's a 4-point lead for the Gators, 39-35. Chiosa drives against Turtle on the baseline. Jackson defends well. Chiosa on the block, nowhere to go. Fade away 2, throws up a one-hander, and he airballs it.
That was horrible. That wasn't a shot.
He forced it. He didn't have to. Hammonds got the rebound on the miss. Jackson jump pass to Parker. Left corner. Fakes the 3. Won't take it. Kayvon Allen is on him. In front of the Georgia bench. Now Parker back to Turtle. He'll shoot the 3. Just draws iron. Rebound off the hands of Claxton over to Chiosa for Florida. The Gators guard slowly, methodically works his way into the front court. Allen has it now on the right wing for the Gators. They lead by 4. Allen down the lane. Flips it off the glass. He spun it in good. Kayvon Allen with 10. We haven't given up too many of those lane drives tonight, but we did right there to Kayvon Allen. It's 41-35. Florida with a lead by 6. Maton's got it. Away from the lane, left side, through the paint, lays it up, reverse laying up and under the basket.
Okay, and that was my, oh my goodness, we got beat down the floor.
Stone did the beating down the floor.
I got to tell you, today at shoot-around, that was the one thing Coach Fox was preaching over and over. Make sure you don't let them beat you back down the floor.
43-37, Dogs ball, we're down 6. Hammonds feeds Maton. He reaches a long arm out to grab the pass, goes up under the basket. They block the shot. Florida takes the ball away. They work their way back down to the left end of the floor with a 43-37 lead. Allen's got it, matched up with Turtle. Backs his way into the paint. Turn fade for 2, right in the middle of the lane. Good from about 8 feet. Kayvon Allen with a dozen points, and the lead is 8 for Florida, 45-37. Gators making more shots early here in the second half. Georgia's defense is showing some cracks. Maton on the left block. Works against Hayes. Passes it out front. Hayes wouldn't give any ground. Hammonds has it. We go the other way to Claxton. and he's called for traveling. They knocked him off balance, forced him to travel, and the whistle goes against the Dogs.
Well, that's exactly what happened, too. He just got hit hard, knocked off balance, and it forced him to travel. Now, you see Mark Fox out there trying to explain to the official, how do you expect the kid to hold his ground when he gets hit like that?
Ron Groover just acting as if he's listening and shaking his head as Mark pleaded his case. But the ball will go to the Gators' direction after the timeout. 15:08 to go in the ball game. 45-37. Florida leading Georgia on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Dogs down 8 with 15:08 remaining in the ball game. 45-37. Florida on top of Georgia. You may not be on the field or the court, but when your team makes that last-second game winner and the fans go wild, it feels like victory. And there's nothing like it in the world except driving a Nissan. Get to Nissan, a proud supporter of college athletics.
Scott, the Dogs have dropped behind on the boards now once again. 24-22. Florida winning the battle on the glass, but still a long way to go, and Georgia's showing signs of life. They just, need to be a little smarter with the basketball offensively. I thought we missed a golden opportunity to go to Yante on one possession that we ended up turning the ball over on. Next time down, we got it to him, and he did manage to get in and dunk it.
Gators have the ball and an 8-point lead. Chiosa brings it into the front court to the left. Kulichov has it, skips it into the paint to Allen. Running jump hook, right edge of the lane, won't go. Barely drew iron. Rebound to the Dogs. Turtles dribbling against Okaru. Pass to Maton is deflected by the quick hands of Okaru. High in the air, pulled down by Florida. Dogs turn it over. Third turnover by Turtle tonight. Gators lead by 8, looking for more. Okaru high on their right wing, guarded by Jackson. They screen. Kills the dribble, gives it to Kulichov. He ducks by Turtle Jackson. They whistle a foul on Turtle.
I got to tell you, you turn the ball over against these guys, they make you pay, don't they?
They do indeed. Gators will inbound. Chiosa with the ball. Dribbles between the circles against Turtle Jackson. Runs to the right baseline. Goes up. Hammonds strips him of the ball. He got it back. He's triple teamed in the corner. Kicks it up the wing to Kulichov with 1 to shoot. They won't get the shot off as it rattles off, but they gave it to him and they got the rebound. Feed it back to Chiosa. And a drive by Okaru is going to be good from the right baseline as he threw it up going out of bounds. He got fouled as well, and they count the bucket.
My goodness. We do a great job defensively. Guy just throws one up there at the shot clock. It bounces out, but right to their guy. They get a second opportunity, and they immediately drive, score, and get the foul.
Hammonds whistled for the foul. And a timeout. Did we call that? Mark Fox calls a timeout with 13:58 to go. We're down 10, largest deficit of the ball game. Florida 47, Georgia 37. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. (47-37). Gators with a 10-point lead, their first double-digit lead of the evening. Mike Okaru, 6'3" freshman guard from Raleigh, North Carolina, has hurt the Dogs with his 11 points off the bench tonight. 4 or 5 shooting. He's got a 3-point play opportunity here. He's at the line for a free throw. 57% this season. The free throw is no good. Maybe we should just keep fouling him. Given the option. Crump is in for the Dogs. Tyree hustles it into the front court. We're down 10. Got a lot of work to do with 13:45 to go. Crump with the ball, left wing, guarded by Okaru. Skips it to Maton. They push him from behind. Dante Bassett got a little too much body.
Is that his third?
That is.
Yeah, it's his third.
And Gorjak Gak's going to come in for Bassett, who was barely on the floor any amount of time. Third foul on him as he goes out, and now Georgia will inbound the ball. We'll get Edwards in for Ogbede. Run out of a stack across the foul line to the left edge of the lane. On the inbounds, Crump's got it between the circles to Hammonds on the left side, back to Tyree. We screen out front for Crump. He's looking down low, nothing there. 6 to shoot, Parker with the ball in his hands, 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot, forces a 3, partially blocked, shot clock expires.
Were they not looking at the shot clock at all? I mean, seriously, nobody, I think, until Juwan glanced up when there was 2 seconds left, and he was out well beyond the three-point arc.
Yeah, there was no sense of urgency on that possession at all by the Dogs. We're down 10. Gators have the ball. Okaru on the wing, lobs it back out front to Chiosa. He's between the circles. Crump guarding, but not tight. Whistle on the baseline from Ron Groover, the official. And we got Hammonds with a foul for Georgia. That's 2 on Rayshon. 20 on the shot clock now for Florida. The Gators will inbound baseline left in front court. Chiosa into Stone. Back to Chiosa in the corner. Fakes the 3. Drives to the foul line. Fakes that shot. Goes to Stone above the arc. Back to Chiosa. Fakes the 3. Drives inside the free throw line. Kick out right to Allen. 7 to shoot. Chiosa's got the ball back. Left-hand dribble. Pulls up above the left elbow. Misses the jumper. 16-footer. Rebounded by Maton.
Good defense by the Dogs.
Chiosa's had a tough night shooting the ball as well. Just 1 for 8 for Florida's talented guard. 10-point Gator lead, however. 12.5 minutes to play in the ballgame. Dogs got to get busy. Hammonds backs his man down. Okaru from the right side. Turns and banks it, misses it. Rebound gathered in by Edwards. Ball went out of bounds. Baseline official Ron Groover needs help determining the call. Chuck Jones says it's Georgia's basketball. So the Dogs will have it and a fresh 30 to work with. Now we'll see if we can take advantage of that opportunity. We inbound to Maton, who turns and hands it off to the inbounder, Crump. Dogs working around the perimeter. Edwards holds on the left wing to Yante, top of the key. Send it right to Crump, to Parker off the curl. 16-footer in the circle. All net, Juwan Parker. I think he got hit on the shot and wanted to whistle and didn't get the call. But he made the basket. He's got 7 in the ball game. It's 47-39.
Get a stop here.
11:50 to play in the contest here in Gainesville. Chiosa has it, jab step on the wing. Dribbles to the free throw line, feeds it back above the arc to Kayvon Allen with 10 to shoot. He passes left to Okaru. 6 to shoot. You can count it down with the students behind us. He's going to dribble and drive, throws it up with the right hand, and a foul on Hammonds as the ball bounces off the back iron. No good. They whistled Rayshon for the foul at the end of the play.
That'll be his 3rd.
Mark Fox baffled by the call. 3 on Rayshon, all in this half. We go into a timeout with 11:34 to go. It's Florida 47, Georgia 39. Back in a moment, Bulldogs Sports Network. Tony Schiavone would like to wish all of our Bulldog listeners a happy Valentine's Day, and he would like me to tell you this. StubHub, at StubHub, every Bulldog ticket is 100% guaranteed, and you'll find the best selection of tickets anywhere. Plus, you'll get 24/7 customer service from StubHub, your ticket out on Valentine's. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan marketplace of Georgia Athletics. 47-39 is our score. The lead is 8 for the Gators. They've been in front for a long time. The Dogs' last lead was way back in the first half with about 10-20 to go in the game, 18-15. That's the last time we led in the ballgame.
Both teams shooting 50% from the floor here in the second half, but the difference is Gators have had just 2 more shots. They're 6 for 12. We're 5 for 10 from the floor. And, of course, Florida still has been able to, knock down some threes tonight. They're still sitting there with, how many have they made? 7? 7 out of 18. I said they'd be north of 25. We wanted to hold them around 10. We got a chance to do that, but we got to score. We got to find ways to score, particularly from outside.
Okaru at the free throw line for the Gators, up and in for the freshman who has a dozen points now. He joins Kayvon Allen as the leading scorers for Florida in the contest. Second free throw, rattles out, no good. Rebound to Yante Maton, who pulls it down.
Now here's a guy that can give you outside scoring, but he hadn't been able to take a shot. Now they hacked Yante on the arm.
Dogs are just trying to set up their offense. And Yante had the ball above the arc on the right side of the floor, and the Gators foul. Stops the clock with 11:25 to go. Dogs at 22 on the shot clock. Will inbound near sideline front court with Hammonds, who feeds it into Tyree Crump. Okaru guarding him. We go to Maton on the wing. Same spot he was fouled a second ago. Edwards has it top of the key. Back to Parker now on the right side of the floor with 10 to shoot. Allen guarding. We screen with Mike. He rolls to the basket. We send it in on the bounce pass to Maton with 5 to shoot. Jump hook. Too deep. Off the back rim. No good. Rebound to Jalen Hudson, the 6'6 guard for the Gators. Florida 48, Georgia 39. Less than 11 minutes to play, and the Gators lead on their home court by 9 points. They've got the ball. Hudson deep on the right side of the floor. Hammonds guarding. Feeds it to Allen. We block his shot. He tried to reverse lay-in. The Dogs blocked it away and take the ball away. We run it up the floor. Maton thinks about the three, won't pull the trigger. Hayes was on him. Parker will drive on the block. Fadeaway 2 on the baseline. Line drive hits the side of the rim. Edwards rebounds. Gives it to Maton. He fakes the 3. Drives. Kicks out to Hammonds for a 3. That won't go. And the rebound is cleared by Hayes for the Gators. Dogs just stone cold from 3 tonight. 1 of 8. 48-39. Gators lead.
Been stone cold basically from anywhere that they take a jump shot.
Here's Allen working against Parker, an ankle breaker, and a long jumper for Kayvon Allen. A long 2 on the right side of the floor. He faked the drive and then stepped back to clear some space. Foul in the backcourt on Okaru as Crump tried to get it up the floor. A block by Okaru. He's whistled for his first foul. It's 51-39, Florida with their largest lead of the ball game. Fifth team foul on the Gators. Okaru checks out of the contest. Kulichov will come in. Jalen Hudson stays on the floor. Let's see, it's Chiosa and Kulichov, Hudson, Allen, and Hayes.
Yeah, both coaches taking full advantage of giving some guys a rest here.
It's like a pit stop. Carr comes in for a little quick maintenance. The Dogs get Jackson and Jada on the floor. And Ogbede, Crump remains in there. Claxton's back too, so Yante's off the floor right now. Crump with a long 3, and the foul. Count the basket. It's good.
That?
Or is that a 2?
No, that was a 3. That guy was well behind the arc.
3 ball by Crump on the left wing. He was fouled on the shot. A 4-point opportunity for the Dogs. That's our express play of the game, brought to you by Swifty Car Wash. Fast, easy, clean. Crump with a 3. Only the second of the game by the Dogs tonight. Oh, we needed that. We need a lot more.
Like I said, there's a guy that can give you some outside scoring.
Free throw in the air. He missed the foul shot. Rats 51-42. Gators lead is 9 with 9:33 to go. Clock moving here in the second half of the ball game. Dogs trying to snap 14 years of misery in this building. Chiosa dribbles to the right edge. We strip the ball from him. Crump picks it up 1-on-3. Then Chiosa knocked it away from him. Jada got away with a foul on Chiosa. The Dogs kicked the basketball.
He just pushed him down.
Chiosa just laughing it off as he Pop really got away with one there. Well, you might as well make it count, Dogs. You're going to get a break. Pop with the ball, top of the key. They screen Chiosa off, pump fake, 6 seconds to shoot. Ogbede's got it, 18 feet out. Crump deep, left side 3, missed it off the far side of the iron. Rebound on the floor. Claxton goes to the floor. 3 Gators go to the floor. They call a jump ball. It's tied up. Florida will have possession. They've got the arrow. And they're trying to untangle everybody. Claxton's on the floor.
Like seeing who recovered the fumble.
Chiosa's in there. Hayes was in there for Florida. Fingers and arms and hands all over the basketball. It's intertwined among 4 or 5 different players. 51-42. Gators lead. They've got the ball. 8:48 to go. Hudson leaves the ball game for Florida, and Keith Stone, the 6'8" forward, will come back in. Florida's has a huge edge off the bench tonight. 29 bench points for the Gators, only 9 for the Dogs. That has been an area of improvement for Georgia this season. We've won the bench scoring in many of our ball games, but we're getting drilled in that category tonight. Kulichoff, top of the key for the Gators. They work in front court left with 8.5 minutes to play, and they've got a lead. Allen with the ball. Hooks it down to Chiosa. Long 2, left side. He remains cold. Missed the 2. Rebound is loose. Picked up by Georgia on the far side of the floor. Into the front court, Turtle Jackson. Screened by Ogbede. Turtle dribbles to the right. Goes to Crump. We're above the arc in the right corner now to Popchada. Palms the ball with the left hand. Jab step right. Goes left. Here comes a 3. That's an air ball.
Oh, wow. He was drifting. If you don't square up and get yourself set, that'll happen. He was drifting as he shot the ball and drifting to the left. Ball missed to the left.
51-42. Florida leads. 8:07 to go. Jada and Claxton leave the ball game for the moment. Mate and Hammonds come back in. Turtle, Ogbede, Crump remain on the floor for the Dogs. Chiosa with that slow trot. Now it's a walk into the front court for the Gators. Slow left-hand dribble for Chris Chiosa. Shifts to the right wing. Crump chases him there, kills the dribble. Gives it to Hayes. Give it back to Chiosa. Drives to the elbow. Ogbede defends there. Back out front to Allen. Move the ball around. Touch pass into the corner. Stone. Yante knocked the ball out of Stone's hands. He turns and throws up a 3-point air ball. Maton with a key defensive play there to strip the ball from Stone. The Gators turn it over on a shot clock violation. And we go into a timeout with 7:36 remaining here in Gainesville. Gators 51, Dogs 42. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. .736 remaining here at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida. The Gators with a 50-42 lead over the Dogs. It's 51-42. Scoreboard says 50 here in the building. Anyway, this in-game recap is brought to you by Regions, proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. The Bulldogs trailed at the half by 7, 34-27. They have not been able to regain the lead here in the second half. And Florida has built a lead by as much as a dozen points. About the 10-minute mark, they led by a dozen. They lead by 8 right now. Leading scorers in the game, Kayvon Allen off the bench for Florida with 15. Yante Maton with 11 for the Dogs and 7 rebounds, but just 3 for 10 shooting the ball tonight. So is it 50-42 or 51?
No. When you add up their points, it's 51.
But all the scoreboards, including the stat monitor, all say 50. The stat sheet says 51.
And when you add up their points, it's 51.
I like 50 better. Crump, entry pass to Yante Maton. They call an offensive foul on the Dogs. Parker picks up the foul. Costly turnover by the Dogs. Third foul for Jawan.
What's that, our 10th turnover?
That is, yes, that is correct. And the Gators have been scoring points off of them, too. Chiosa with the ball for the Florida Gators. He's had a rough night shooting. Chiosa just 1 of 9. Going to give it to Kulichoff on the right wing, guarded by Hammonds. They call Rayshon for a foul. 4 fouls on Hammonds, who was foul-free at intermission. He's picked up 4 in the second half.
And they're in the bonus now, so.
Yeah, 1-1 for one of the best free throw shooters in the conference at 91%. Igor Kulichoff, the transfer from Rice, graduate transfer. He's got 10 points tonight, 2 for 2 from the line. And that free throw rattled out and then came back in. 3 for 3 now.
Well, at least the scoreboard now matches the sheet. It says 51, but that's still, I don't think that's right.
It's either 51 or 52. That one rattles out. Only 7th miss of the year. Maybe that's an omen. It's a sign. That and the fact that Florida's missing a point on the scoreboard. Dawgs with the ball. Crump behind the screen from Ogbede. Screen and roll. Ogbede off balance. Just throws it up. Reverse lay-in wouldn't go. Maton got the rebound. Missed the putback. Gets another offensive board. And then hooks it up and in off the glass right under the basket.
My goodness. How did Derek get that first shot to almost go?
It was a circus shot. He was so off balance when he threw it up. But Maton's work on the glass garnered us a couple of points. Offensive foul on Florida now. They're setting up their half-court offense and whistled for a foul. Kavarius Hayes, rather. That's his third, and that's 7 on the Gators. So both teams in the bonus here the rest of the way. 6:25 to go. The Dogs, all the scoreboards in the building and on our monitor say 51-44.
Let's go with that.
We'll go with a 7-point Gator lead. The stat sheet was different. It had one more point for Florida. Jada misses the three, chases down his own miss in the right corner. Dogs get another clock to work with. Crump has the ball, dribbles with the left hand, resets. Dribbles front edge of the center circle on the logo, middle of the floor. Under 6 minutes to play. Crump to the left wing, skips it to Maton. Left of the lane, spin move, loses possession of the ball. And check it. They're going to say Georgia basketball. The ball went out of bounds on the inline. Florida's pleading their case, but they won't have it. Georgia will inbound with 13 on the shot clock. Crump into Jada. Back to Crump. 9 seconds to go. Watch the clock. Double screen out front. Stone pushes Maton from behind. Oh, Ogbede wide open and a thunderous two-handed dunk underneath with a beautiful assist from Crump.
Great look, Tyree Crump. That's a veteran look there. Looked inside, and boy, Derek was wide open. It's a 5-point game.
Boy, that pass had some mustard on it too. My goodness. It's 51-46. Dogs trail by 5. 5:20 to go in the game. Gators with the ball. Allen almost threw it away. Kulichov does a nice job. Oh, offensive foul again on the Gators. Another illegal screen for Florida. Did they get Hayes again? They did. That's 4 on Hayes. Second possession in a row. He set an illegal screen. Another Gator turnover.
And he's coming out of the game now.
Opportunities knocking for the Dogs. We're down 5 with the ball. And Mike White wants a timeout. The Gators head coach wants a time with 5:16 to play. 51-46. Georgia down by 5. We've trailed by a dozen in this half. But the lead has been trimmed to 5. Dogs shooting 36% for the game. Florida at 37%. It's very tight there. Florida with the edge on 3, 7 of 18. Georgia 2 of 12. At the line, Georgia 12 of 17. Florida 10 of 16. What did your math tell you?
All right, well, it depends on if you want to look at the sheets that they hand us. Well, the sheets that they hand us has a different total than but both add up perfectly. So we're going to go with what they've got on the stat monitor. Clearly, what has happened is somebody's was given credit for a 3 that was a 2, and they've made the correction on the scoreboard and on the monitor.
It is Allen, as a matter of fact, because he was credited with 15 points. His last basket was called a 3, and now he's got 14 points. So there's the difference. So they took away the 3 from him and made it a 2-point shot. So there's the difference, and now we're caught up. 51-46.
The mystery is solved.
Dogs with 7 straight points to cut it from 12 to 5. There's light at the end of the tunnel for Georgia as we come out of the huddle. 5:16 to go. That's a lot of time. And it's a 2-possession game. Florida's led most of it. Georgia's last lead was with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Now let's see if the Dogs can show a little character here. Play with a little confidence, a little swagger. See if you can't overtake them here.
Clock ticks. Dogs inbound it. Crump's got the ball in the front court. Maton, Crump, Jada, Parker, Ogbede. That's our 5. Parker, left corner, guarded by Chiosa. We screen with Yante. He rolls on the baseline. Go to Crump, straight away. 3, no good off the rim.
Wow.
Bounced all over the iron.
Well,
Rebound
he was
to Stone.
wide open, too.
They ran the play well for him. He missed the shot. Gators with the ball and a 5-point lead. 4:50 to go. Kulichov to Allen on the left wing. Drives across the top of the key, dribble handoff to Stone. He'll go to Chiosa to his right. Chiosa off the right wing, works against Crump in the lane, lobs it back out front to Kulichov. We go to Chiosa, 7 to shoot. Crump's guarding. Chiosa drives through the lane, no good. They follow, grab the rim. Yeah, that's basket interference on DeAndre Ballard. He tried to go in for the dunk on the follow. The ball caromed off the iron while he was grabbing onto it and pulling it down. So they wave off the shot by Florida. The Dogs will get possession, trailing by 5.
Third straight possession. Gators have made a really foolish error.
Dogs need points here with 4:20 to go. We're down 2 possessions. Parker, left-hand dribble to the circle and fouled above the foul line. As he went up in the air, he got fouled, a hack on the arm. It's going to be 1-1 for the Dogs' best free throw shooter, Juwan Parker, going to the line. 88% this season for the fifth-year senior from Tulsa. Clock stopped with 4:17 to play in the ball game here in Gainesville. Last trip here to this building, we went to overtime and lost a 4-point game just about a year ago. Parker's free throw, front end of the 1-1 is all net. Juwan now with 8.
You know what? I disagree with the officials there, even on the foul call. I mean, if you're going to call the foul, it should have been a 2-shot foul. I mean, Juwan was trying to go up.
Well, he's making 2 shots out of it, and he got the roll on the second one. 51-48. Dogs down by 3. We're down a dozen. And Georgia has scored 9 straight. 4:11 remaining. Now less than that as the clock ticks. Gators with the ball, front court left. Chiosa stands on the logo, just slowly dribbles with the right hand, looks to his right to the coach. Gets the call, handoff Kulichov on the right wing. Back to Chiosa, behind the screen. In the lane, left open, floater, won't go. Rebound, ripped down by Ogbede. Chiosa can't buy a basket tonight. 1 for 10 for the senior guard from Memphis. 51-43. Dogs could tie with a 3, make it a 1-point game with a 2. Parker's got the ball straight away. Go to Jada on the right wing above the arc. Gets a screen from Maton. Finds Ogbede. Here it comes. Showtime, a 2-handed dunk.
Oh, they ran away from Derek. Left him by himself underneath.
Do you blame him running away from that when you know he's going up and coming down? 51-50. Dogs down by a point. Gators with the ball. 3:20 to go in the game. Chiosa to Kulichov. Top of the key. Jada's guarding. Overhead pass left to Allen. Allen above the free throw line. Fade away 2. Rims out. No good. Ogbede clears for the Dogs. Gives it to Crump. Dogs can take their first lead in eons if they convert on this possession. Jada with the ball left side. Oh, we got Maton and Stone getting tangled up. A referee falls down. Keith Stone, Yante Maton on the floor. The official is still on the ground. Maton was kind of sitting on his leg. Yante looking at Stone now like, what the heck are you doing, man? They're going to go to the monitor on this one, I guarantee you. Stone and Yante got tangled up somehow down there. I'm going to guess, just knowing what I know about these two guys, that the Gators I was going to say the Gators were the aggressors. Tony just told me they called a foul on us. They called a foul on Yante. They're going into a timeout. Timeout, 3:04 to go. We'll take the break. 51-50. We'll sort all this out when we come back. Gators lead the Dogs by 1 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. (51-50). Gators lead the Dogs with 3:04 to go, and the officials weren't at the monitor very long. They had called an offensive foul on Yante Maton, and that's the call, as we understand.
That is the call, and then afterward they slipped. They slipped on a wet spot down there on the floor and took out the official.
And that was it. It looked a lot worse than it was. Let's pause quickly. Station identification, Bulldog Sports Network. Our ZipRecruiter sub of the game, powered by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Derek Ogbede is our sub of the game. 8 points and 6 rebounds so far. 4 of 5 from the floor in 14 minutes for Derek Ogbede, who's on the floor now. He's our ZipRecruiter sub of the game. 3 minutes to go. It's a 1-point Gator lead. Florida with the basketball. Chiosa attacks on the wing. Fakes a pass down on the baseline to Bassett. High on the right wing, guarded by Crump. Drives into the right corner, on the baseline, under the basket, to Allen in the left corner. 6 to shoot. Kulichov, left-hand dribble drive to the basket. Pump fake. He shoots, he scores, he's fouled. Count the bucket.
Georgia let him penetrate. He got in there, got what he wanted.
Well, they call a foul on Derek on that. I'm not sure if he even made contact. As got a quick look at the replay. We don't have a monitor here, but they showed the replay on the video board overhead. Nonetheless, they called it on Derek, his third foul. And Kulichov to the free throw line, where this time he does not miss. He had a rare miss earlier. 14 points for Igor Kulichov. And now it's 54-50 with 2:30 to go. Dogs with the ball, down 4. Crump behind the screen from Maton. Give it to Yante. He runs into a double team on the right block. Curls back around. We get it about above the arc with 10 to shoot. Parker from the left wing skips it to Jada. Jada called for traveling.
And he did. That was the right call.
He tried to plant to the right and go left for an open 2. And Chuck Jones called him for the walk. 2:13 to go. Dogs turned it over in a critical possession, down 4. 54-50. Gators by 4. We got it to 1. And we work our way on top from that. We're down 4 right now. Florida with the ball. 2:08, 2:07, 2:06 to go.
Look, you're in a 2-possession game. Get a stop here. Plenty of time.
Allen with the ball. Kills the dribble. Goes to Jalen Hudson to his right. Hand off to Chiosa on the right side. Crump got away with a foul. They don't call it. Chiosa attacks, drives inside. Missed the lay-in. Ogbede with a rebound. Gives it to Tyree. Crump up the far sideline. Feeds it to Maton. Maton in heavy traffic. And it rolls over the iron on the little jump hook. Rolls out of bounds. It's going to be Gator basketball. 4 guys around Yante Maton.
Well, I can't believe they're just hammering Yante like unbelievably inside and can't get a call.
Looks like officials are going to go to the video monitor. Mark Fox was wearing out the officiating crew on the far side now.
Well, I think they're going to check. They're inside 2 minutes. They're going to check to see, to make sure who the ball went off of out of bounds. I believe they may have that part right.
This official review brought to you by Barbasol. Finally making razors? That's a no-brainer. Check out the new Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus with 6 ultra-thin blades. Save on the Ultra 6 Plus at Barbasol.com. Ron Groover, Byron Jarrett, 2 of the 3 officials at the scores table looking at the video monitor to determine the right out of bounds, I believe is what they're trying to determine. As soon as Yante got that ball, Chuck, 4 Florida Gators just converged on him, and
it's hard to believe
that there wasn't some contact.
That somebody didn't blow a whistle there. I'm just.
Well, that's not hard to believe, but it's hard to believe that the contact wasn't recognized.
Georgia's coming back up the floor like they don't expect the call to be overturned.
Yeah, Florida basketball, says Ron Groover. Well, now you need another stop, but we're down 2 possessions, down 4 with 1 minute and 41 to go, 101 seconds. Gators are going to bring it up the length of the floor. Dogs settle back on the left end. Parker, Crump, Jada, Maton, Ogbede. Gators with Chiosa, Kulichov, Hudson, Allen, and Bassett. Dogs need a stop here. Gators with the ball. Kulichov, shot fake 3, moves to his right, shoots the 3. It's good. Well, that's a killer.
That is a killer, and he was looking at it the whole time. He let the defense go by him, and then he just drained it.
17 for Kulichov. It's 57-50, minute 15 to go.
You got to answer a 3 with a 3 here.
It was a 1-point game. They've scored 6 straight. Here's Crump for 3, a deep NBA 3. Timeout, Mark Fox and the Dogs. Crump, a deep 3 on the left wing. Had to be a 26-footer, if anything.
And that's what you had to
53.
do. You had to answer a 3 with a 3. He did just what we needed to do. Got it back to 2-possession game, 105.
57-53. Gators by 4. It was A 1-point lead for Florida, and then they ran off 6 straight points to extend it to 7. It looked like that Kulichov three was going to be a killer because Georgia just has not shot the three well at all tonight, Chuck. That's only our third make, but Crump rose to the occasion, his second of the game. We're 3 for 14 on 3-point shots tonight.
Well, again, like I was pointing out, we haven't had any outside shooting, but there is that one guy on the floor that can knock down those kind of shots with regularity, and that's Tyree Crump. So now you got to get another stop and get another one of those threes if you can. That young man, he can rattle off several in a row.
Florida brings it up right to left, length of the floor, taking their time, 58-57. Less than a minute to go. They lead by 4. They've got the ball up 57-53. They're trying to win a 15th straight over the Dogs on their home floor. Chiosa attacks, right-hand dribble drive, gives it to Bassett on the right corner. They get rid of it there. Over to Allen with 8 to shoot. Kayvon Allen, screen. Kulichov goes by Maton, down the lane, layup blocked off the backboard. Loose ball chased by Crump, and shot clock violation on the Gators. It's going to be the Dogs' ball. Play was still going. Dogs were trying to chase down a loose rebound, and Ron Groover says the shot clock expired on that possession by Florida. It's going to be the Dogs' ball.
Definitely Georgia's basketball.
34 seconds to go. It's a 4-point lead for Florida. Dogs got to get points here on this possession. Crump trots it into the front court, left to right. Crump gives it to, we go to the make from Ogbede off the hands of Yante. Pass was a little bit high off Yante's hands. It hit the net, went out of bounds. We turned it over.
Oh, my goodness. Great opportunity underneath. Derek, just a little too much steam and a little too high.
Turtle comes into the game for Jada. Hammond's into the ball game for Ogbede. 25.6 seconds, still a 4-point Florida lead. We'll show pressure now in the backcourt on the entry. Chiosa, unguarded, feeds it into Kulichov. Quick foul by Juwan Parker. We fouled a 91% foul shooter.
I was going to say that, but once they get the ball into him, you got to foul him. I mean, so that, the mistake is made allowing the inbound pass to go to him.
10th team foul also by Georgia, so it's 2 free throws now for Igor Kulichov. He has missed one tonight, so maybe there's that.
Well,
he doesn't miss that one. He barely moved the net on that one. Kulichov with a game-high 18 points and kind of quiet about it. 10 of the 18 in the second half. Ogbede and Chada back in. Turtle and Hammond's back to the bench. Kulichov's second free throw. Good. 19 for the graduate transfer. Maton feeds it into Crump. He picks it up in a hurry. 23 seconds to go. It's 59-53. We're down 6. Crump with the ball. Sends it to Maton. He'll shoot from the wing. Good! Yante hit a 3. Cut it in half. It's 59-56. 15.8 to go. We call time in a hurry. That's not Yante's spot, but it was right there in that moment.
He didn't even wrinkle the net.
He drained the 3. Maton with 16, his first 3 of the night. Only our 4th of the game. 59-56.
I told you at the end of the night you'd look down and say it was a Yante kind of night. He's got 16 points. He's got 9 boards, almost a double-double.
Well, we need at least 3 more to keep this one going. Gators are going to have the ball, and we're down 3.
Well, here's one thing I'd like to see them do, and that is not allow Kulichov to get the inbounds pass. Deny it to him.
Well, you want to keep it out of his hands and Kayvon Allen's hands. Both of those guys are 91% foul shooters. But obviously Florida wants it in their hands, and that's how they're going to design the inbounds.
It's the same way we played last year. We tried, we wanted the ball to come inbounds to J.J. Frazier. We always wanted the ball in J.J.'s hands in these situations because sending J.J. to the line was just money for Georgia.
59-56. Dogs trying to sneak out of here with a come-from-behind victory, but we're down 3 and the Gators have the ball and not much time is left. Georgia out of the frying pan and into the fire on the schedule. We go home to host a red-hot Tennessee team. Number 18 Volunteers second place in the league, now 19-6 after their win over South Carolina last night, 9-4 in the league. That game is a 6 o'clock start at Stegman on Saturday. But let's see how this one finishes here. Chiosa on the right baseline to inbound the basketball. Dogs are not going to guard the inbounds. We've got Tyshawn Hightower, Crump, Jackson, Parker, and Mayton on the floor. Chiosa glides along the baseline, nowhere to go with it, calls a timeout.
And Georgia double-teamed Kolichoff that time as he broke. They had him double-teamed, so they could not get the ball inbounds to him.
They couldn't get it into Allen either. That was good defense on the entry by Georgia, forcing Florida to use a time. The lead is 3 for the Gators. They haven't surrendered the lead here in the second half. They led by 7 at intermission. Dogs' last lead in the game came with 10 minutes to go in the first half, and we've been playing catch-up ever since. Both teams shooting under 40% of this ball game. Dogs a little bit better. Identical 19 field goals for each team, but the edge belongs to Florida on the three-point line. They've made 8. We've made 4. We've made 14 free throws. They've made 13. Dogs with 4 more turnovers than the Gators, and Florida with +7 points off turnovers. 3-point lead for the Gators. Chiosa will get it back and will throw it in. They get it into Hudson, and he travels. He traveled with the ball.
Wow.
He threw it back to Chiosa. They called, Chuck Jones called him for traveling.
Well, he slid.
My goodness.
He slid. They're over there wiping up a wet spot, but he slid on a wet spot.
Wow.
Big break for Georgia.
Holy cow.
Huge break for the Dogs.
Shot clock is off. 14.9 to go. A 3 will tie the game.
But the Dogs have no timeout. Mark Fox can't set up a play here.
Crump, Jackson, Mayton, Parker. Chata will throw it in. Turtle to Crump. Clock ticks at 11. At 10, double screen out front for Crump. Crump on the left wing. Straight away, Mayton for 3 in the tie. He knocks it down. 5 seconds to go. We've tied it at 59. Gators inbound. Allen with 3. Allen with 2. Allen with 1. Dribbles behind the back. Loses the ball. We're going to overtime.
Wow.
Turtle injured in the backcourt. Turtle injured in the backcourt on the floor, grabbing at his right knee. He may have crashed knees with Allen as Allen tried to bring the ball up the floor. They're checking on Turtle Jackson right now, but Mayton's 3 tied this ball game, and we're going to overtime, tied at 59.
And let's just hope that all he did was bang knees. He's holding that knee. Obviously, it's stinging him some.
Trainer's out checking on Turtle Jackson, trying to help him up.
Yep, he's coming up. There's Kent Davidson out to give him a hand up. Let's see if
He's still grabbing the lower portion of his right knee. He's trying to tell our trainer what exactly happened as they continue to take a look at him. They've put 5 minutes on the clock for overtime. Second year in a row, Georgia and Florida will go to overtime in this building.
And how about Yante Mayton? You want to talk about a clutch shot? How about that for a clutch shot?
Mayton, a three-pointer with 5 seconds to go to tie it at 59. We never led in the second half, but we catch him with 5 seconds to go in regulation.
Turtle coming up gingerly, but let's see if he can walk this off. Yeah, he's
hobbling to the bench, showing a lot of favoring of that
right knee.
The right knee that he banged it on something. I think he caught it on Allen when Allen was just taking his time, and then all of a sudden he
realized,
like,
oh yeah,
you got 2 seconds left, and he was at half court.
He was just kind of like casually dribbling up, and then like, oh my goodness. Well, Scott, we put, let's see, Georgia's got a timeout.
Yeah, each team will get a time.
Each team gets a timeout. Florida still had 1 left, so I guess that carries over because they've got 2. They got 2 for the overtime. Georgia's got 1.
59-59. We're going to overtime here at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville. This is Georgia's 3rd overtime game of the year. We beat St. Mary's in overtime in the Wooden Legacy out in California back at the end of November. Lost a double overtime at home to Arkansas last month. Well, we'll see if we can break on top in overtime games here and get a road win at Florida, which we haven't had since 2002. Hayes and Mayton jump it off and begin the overtime. Dogs win the tap. We've got the ball. First possession of the overtime. 59-59 is our score. Dogs with the ball on the right end of the floor. Crump works against Chiosa to Parker. Backs away from the three-point line straight away. Uses a screen from Ogbede, left side of the floor. We work it on the right side. Reverse the ball with 10 to go. Crump resets, middle of the floor. 8 to shoot. Screen Yante. Crump feeds Yante on the screen and rolls to the basket. Lay in good. Mayton with 21.
That's the way you draw up a screen and roll. Executed perfectly.
Dogs lead 61-59. First lead for Georgia since 10 minutes remained in the first half. 2-point Georgia lead. Gators first possession of the overtime. Chiosa drives across the top. They get Crump for a foul. Crump called for a push. His first foul of the ball game. Double bonus, however. And Chris Chiosa to the free throw line. Chiosa just dead stone cold tonight from everywhere on the floor. Just 1 for 12. This is his first trip to the foul line. Free throw by the right-hander from Memphis. He missed that, too. It sat on the rim for just a second, bounced a couple of times, and rolled off. Chiosa with 3 points on the evening. Second free throw in the air. He missed that one. Rebound, Mayton. Double-double for Yante. His 10th of the season, the 26th of his career. 61-59. Dogs can add to the lead in overtime. 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go. Crump on the left wing to Yante, above the arc to Jada. Feed it into Ogbede. He's matched up with Kulichov. He clears some space. Jump hook with the left hand off the rim, and an offensive foul, or foul on the rebound by Derek. I think he got away with an offensive foul, actually, and then they got him for a foul on the rebound as he missed the shot. That's his fourth. And that's going to put the Gators back on the foul line. 2 free throws with 3:54 to go. And it's going to be Kevarius Hayes shooting, and he's only 53% this season, 31 of 58. In their clobbering of South Carolina on Saturday, he was 2 of 6 from the line. Big, long, right-handed shooter, bricks it off the back rim, no good.
Wow.
They've missed 3 free throws here in the overtime.
And that's what they were killing us with through much of the game was their free throw shooting. And
Hayes' second free throw. That one's good. He makes 1 of 2. It's a 1-point Georgia lead in overtime. 61-60, 3:50 on the clock in the first extra session. Dogs with the ball in the front court. Crump handles the basketball, works against Chiosa. Screen, Ogbede to get Chiosa. Screen and roll. Derek, oh my God!
Goodness.
Oh, he jumped from the block and glided through the air and slammed it home.
And what a great pass from Crump.
Jeez. Ogbede. Another thunder slam from the Big O. 63-60 now. The Dogs lead by 3. They whistle a foul down on the baseline. They got Yante for a push. Mayton with his 3rd foul. Those guys have to stay out of trouble. Derek's got 4 fouls. And Yante now with 3. We're in overtime. And again, we stop the clock and put the Gators back on the free throw line. And again, it is Kevarius Hayes. He was 1 of 2 seconds ago. The right-hander misses the free throw, rimmed out, no good. They're 1 for 5 at the line in the overtime. And the Gators, 74.5% as a team in league play from the free throw line. That's 5th best in the conference. Second free throw, bounce, no good. Rebound, Jada, they knocked it out of his hands. Yante picked up the bounce. Chiosa stripped it away from Giada, but Yante was there to collect it. 63-60, Dogs by 3. With the ball, Mayton, right elbow, back to the basket. Out on the wing to Crump. Fakes left, drives right, he's wide open. 3, get in there, yeah!
Buried it.
Crump with a big 3, 66-60. Oh, my goodness, what is going on? The Dogs lead by 6 points. 2 full possessions with less than 3 minutes to go in overtime. Chiosa slowly dribbles left hand on the right side of the floor. Gives it to Jalen Hudson, top of the key, guarded by Jada. Over to Allen, catch, shoot 3. Good, he answers.
Well, they did what you're supposed to do. They answered the 3 with a 3 themselves.
Florida calls a time with 2:42 to go. Allen with a three. He's got 17 in the ball game now. That's his third three of the night. Wow, Mayton with 21 and 10. His three in regulation with 5 seconds remaining. Sent it to overtime. Crump hits a big three to put the Dogs up 6. Allen answers for Florida with a three to cut it in half. It's 66-60 with 2:42 remaining in overtime here in Gainesville.
Well, now the Dogs have to come down the floor and just continue to do what they're doing. That was a beautiful screen and roll before the Tyree three. The great assist, Tyree, the beautiful bounce pass to Derek Ogbede, who just tore the rim. I mean, he just ripped the net with a dunk.
Ogbede off the bench tonight with 10 points and 7 rebounds.
He was your sub of the game.
He's playing with 4 fouls, however, and there's 2:42 remaining in the overtime session. Crump has given the Dogs a lift, Chuck. Crump with 11 points, 3 for 6 shooting, all of that from three-point range. He's 2 for 3 from the foul line. He's got 5 assists in the ball game as well. Tyree has distributed the ball nicely. Those 5 assists, a career high for the sophomore from Bainbridge, Georgia.
None bigger than that beautiful bounce pass on the screen and roll. Like I said, you couldn't draw it up and execute it any better than they did.
Both teams huddle up on the Florida timeout. 2:42 remaining. I think the Gator crowd that has gathered here a little bit stunned. They called it a attendance of 9,497. Maybe a smidge generous, and maybe some folks have drifted out since they actually took that number. But the Dogs threatening to come away with a win here for the first time since some of our guys were babies. And they haven't won here in 15 years.
Well, let me tell you something. This team has been beat. South Carolina beat Florida here. Of all Chicago, LaSalle of Chicago, Loyola of Chicago beat.
That's a good
Florida
team,
here.
though. They're in first place in their conference.
But my point is, yeah, they're a mid-major. But the truth of the matter is,
trash in the mid-major.
They're very beatable. I mean,
they've lost 4 times at home this season.
Okay,
you're right. And they've lost to South Carolina and Alabama here in the conference.
Well, but Alabama's good. I mean, Alabama beat a lot of people.
Dogs will have the ball. Up 3. Crump works it up against pressure from Chiosa. Dogs into the front court. 2:33, clock ticking overtime. Georgia 66, Florida 63. Ogbede, top of the key, goes right to Parker. Above the arc on the right side. Fakes the corner pass. Pop asking for the ball. We go into Mayton instead. Mayton baseline spin. And he banks it in with one hand off the glass. Good. Yante with 23. 68-63. Dogs by 5. Gators with the ball. Chiosa, a lazy left-handed pass to Stone. Over to Allen. Allen attacks inside, has the ball stripped. Knocked it to his right over in the hands of Kulichov, but it was a reach-in foul, said the officials on the Dogs.
I believe it was Pop Giada, was it? No.
I think it might be Crump.
Yeah, Crump is second.
Crump with number 2. That puts Kayvon Allen at the free throw line, 91% foul shooter. Right-hander from Little Rock, Arkansas, puts it up and in. Allen with 18 points. It's a 4-point Georgia lead now. Second free throw for the 6'2 guard. In the air, good. 19 for Allen. 68-65. We need some separation. We need that clock to move a little bit faster. 2:03, 2:02. Crump into the front court, guarded by Chiosa. Works on the left side of the floor. Fakes the drive, goes to Mayton, left of the lane. Kicks it back out front to Crump. He fakes, he clears some space, and he misses the 3. Oh, Ogbede rips down the rebound, throws it back out to Parker.
Burn some time, guys.
That's what they'll do. 145, 144, 23 on the possession clock. Crump goes to Giada. Giada top of the key, kills the dribble. Finds Mayton open to his right. Yante looking to the bench. Now looking for Crump. There he is. Tyree with the ball on the dribble behind the screen. Ogbede. Mayton's asking for the ball. Crump threw it away. Chiosa intercepted it. Chiosa drives, curls under the basket. Allen left corner 3. No good. Rebound. Ogbede. He cradles it like a baby. Covers it up. Rolls it over to Pop Giada. Gives it to Crump. He'll walk it. He'll trot it now. Through the logo into the front court. 70 seconds to go. Dogs lead by 3. 68-65. We've got the ball. Georgia trying to win here for the first time since 2002. Giada with the ball behind a screen from Mayton. Drives to the right. Kills the dribble. Almost dragged the pivot foot. Goes to Ogbede straight away. To Parker. Juwan for 2. Fade away at the elbow. Won't go. Rebound. Gators. Whistle and a foul. Check it.
Fouls on Florida. Fouls on Florida.
Push on the Gators on the rebound.
Derek Ogbede will get 2 shots.
Fouls on Chiosa. And Derek for 2 free throws. Double bonus. Overtime. 50.5 seconds to go. Georgia leads by 3 stinking points. 68-65. Free throw number 1. No good. Too hard off the rim.
Need this one.
Yante coaching up his teammate, Ogbede. Soft touch, he says.
Come on, Derek.
Come on, soft with the left hand.
Come on, Derek.
Ogbede, 6'8", 245 junior from Atlanta. Missed them both.
Wow.
Rebound Kulichov for Florida. They can tie with a 3. 45 seconds to go in overtime. Chiosa walks it into the front court. Crump guarding Chiosa. They go to Allen. Tavon Allen pulls the ball away on his right hip. Parker's guarding him. Now here's Kulichov. Holds it high. Jada's going with him. Dawgs in a man-to-man. Chiosa behind a screen. Dribbles into the lane. Nowhere to go there. 6 seconds to shoot. Straight away 3. Chiosa misses another one. Rebound in the corner. Chased down by Crump. 21 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Dogs lead. They foul Crump in the backcourt.
There you go. And you got Tyree going to the line.
2 shots for Tyree Crump to make it a 2-possession game. 18.6 to go.
Tyree on the night at the free throw line is 2 for 3.
On the year, 74% for the 6'1 guard from Bainbridge. Makes South Georgia proud, Tyree. Dogs lead by 3. Try to make it a 2-possession game. Right-handed release, free throw. Good! 4-point lead for the Dogs. 69-65. 18.6 to go. I had hair the last time we won here. Oh my gosh, Crump, free throw, yes! 70-65, 18.6 to go. Timeout. Georgia wants a 30.
How about this? How about this?
70-65. I'm sorry if you went to bed, folks. Of course, if you did, you're not hearing me.
I was going to say, if they went to bed, Scott, how are they going to hear your apology?
70-65, Dogs by 5, 18.6. Can they squeeze out of here with a victory? A rarity that hasn't happened since Jim Herrick was the coach. 14 straight losses, 14 long trips down to this house of horrors, and we've trotted out of here with defeats time after time after time. But maybe not tonight. Georgia 70 and the Gators 65 in overtime. We've got to play 18.6 seconds to go to come out of here with our 14th win of the season.
Well, right now what you want to make them do is take a lot of time getting the ball into the front court.
A lot of the 9,400 have vacated their seats here at the O'Connell Center. The Lobby Lizards behind us are still here, however. And I think they're going to make them inbound the ball again. Florida had thrown it in.
Well, now they got to reset the clock then.
It was at 18.6. It's at 16.7, but the clock began before the Gators touched the basketball in the backcourt as they were trying to bring it up the floor. So now they're going to have to go check it. It was at 18.6 coming out of the timeout. Yeah. Ron Groover, one of the officials at the scorer's table. Now they reset it to 18.6. And it'll be Michael Carew to inbound, unguarded, on the baseline.
You want to make him touch the ball immediately. There you go.
They do to Tavon Allen. He runs it into the front court, drops it off to Okaru, drives to the rim, and layup good with 12.6 to go. And Florida with a quick timeout. They make it a 3-point game as Okaru got a pathway all the way down the lane. He angled in from the right side and laid it up good.
Now what Georgia wants to do is get the inbounds pass to one of 3 people. Tyree Crump, Juwan Parker, or Yante Maton. One of those 3.
70-67. Both teams out of timeouts now. Both teams in the double bonus. 12.6 to go in overtime. Georgia with a 3-point lead.
And how big was that slip on the wet spot that led to the traveling in regulation for Florida that turned the ball over and gave the Dogs that last
the final
opportunity
possession, you're right.
That Yante knocked down the 3.
Yeah, the shot clock was off at that point as Georgia got the final possession. Florida traveled on the entry pass as I believe it was Hudson who slipped on the floor right in front of the Dogs bench. Maybe we sprinkled some water on the floor. I don't know.
You know, John Bateman's the one who really came up with that stat about we were 8-2 on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I said, hey,
well, no, it's been 12-6 to go.
Dogs play with a lot of heart.
Come on now.
Dogs play with a lot of heart.
It's a one-possession game. Indeed, we have here in the second half. Maton to throw it in. Stone guarding the baseline entry pass. We throw it into Jada, and they foul. Pop Jada. Took the entry pass.
Okay.
You're baffled by that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am. All right. Pop 74% last season. Hasn't been to the line much at all this season. In fact, tonight 0 for 1. He's 3 for 6 on the year. Jada to try to make it a two-possession game again. Free throw number 1 is good.
Good. All right.
It's a 4-point game. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, because that makes it a two-possession
game.
game.
You had a worried look on your face.
Well, just because he hadn't been to the line that much.
Pop came through. Jada, 6'7", transfer from College of Southern Idaho. You know he wants to win. He went to high school in Gainesville, Florida, at The Rock. They're up 4, 71-67, 10.8 to go. Jada, second free throw. Ooh, around the rim and out. No good. Gators pull down the rebound. Clock ticks. Chiosa sprints down the middle of the floor. Runs by Crump. Finger roll. Good. 4.4 to go. 71-69. It's a 2-point game. We throw it into Parker. They foul quickly. 3.8 to go. Juwan will get 2 foul shots. 88%, Juwan Parker.
And that's what you want now. Juwan Parker up there. If he can knock down 2, this game's over.
Chiosa with his first basket since early in the first half. 2 for 14 tonight. We basically gave him that one. Backed away, and he just drove it right down the length of the floor, down the lane, and laid it up. 71-69, Georgia trying to get an overtime win on the road here in the SEC in Gainesville, Florida. One of the toughest places for Georgia to win, at least in this century. Parker at the line for 2 shots. 2-point game. He can make it a 4-point game if he hits them both. 88%. Get in there. Oh, he left it short. He missed the front end. He short-armed it. 3.8 on the clock. Make this one, Juwan. Got to have this for a 3-point game, for a full one-possession lead. 1 shot for Parker. Long look at the basket. Slow release by the right-hander. Good! It's a 3-point game, 72-61. Chiosa's got the ball. Clock at 1.5. Step back 3 for a second overtime. No good! No good! The Dogs have won it!
The Dogs have won!
Woo! The streak has ended at the O'Connell Center for the first time since 2002. Georgia comes away with a victory over Florida. Our final in overtime. The Dogs 79 and Georgia 72, rather. Georgia 72 and Florida 69.
It's okay.
I was listening to some whack job scream in the background over this whack job. 72-69 in overtime. Georgia, a 3-point winner. The Dogs now 14-11 for the year, 5-8 in the Southeastern Conference. The loss drops Florida to 17-9 and 8-5 in the SEC. Georgia will go home to host Tennessee on Saturday. That'll be a 6 o'clock contest at Stegman Coliseum, and Georgia will be coming off a huge, huge victory over the Florida Gators when they host Tennessee on Saturday. Little jubilation in the Dogs locker room as soon as they get in there, and certainly some at the radio broadcasting position as the Dogs. It's been a long time coming, folks. Georgia not won here in 15 years. 72-69, they win it tonight in overtime on Valentine's. Back to begin the Regions postgame show, brought to you by Regions Bank, proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. That's straight ahead here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Our exclusive coverage of Georgia basketball continues with the Regions Bank Locker Room Report. Regions Bank, a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. Now back to courtside for continuing live coverage of Georgia basketball.
Stone pushes Maton from behind. Oh, Ogbede wide open and a thunderous two-handed dunk underneath with a beautiful assist from Crump. And that is our assist of the game presented by State Farm. When teammates help each other out, great plays can happen like that one from Tyree Crump to Derek Ogbede. The assist of the game presented by State Farm. Get an agent that gets you. Welcome back to the Regions Bank postgame show. Regions is a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. Dogs win in overtime, knocking off the Florida Gators here in Gainesville, sweeping the regular season series, Chuck, for the first time since 1997. Our final tonight, 72-69. The Dogs take two from the Gators this year for the first time since Tubby Smith was in his second and final year at UGA. And that was a 24-win team, which is the most in school history, that took two from Florida that year.
Just like football.
Just like football. Wow. Just without the score. It must have been that 42-7 on the back of your shirt.
Believe me, that wasn't on the back of my shirt, considering where we have to sit here, which is right in the student section. But I will say this, is the Dogs, I mentioned late in the game, see if Georgia, when they got it back to within 5, if they had the character. I wondered if they had the character, and as it turned out, they did. They were able to dig deep. They got some great plays, a terrific effort off the bench from Tyree Crump down the stretch. And then how about Yante Maton? What he did with that last shot. Derek Ogbede, 10
off the bench,
10.
Double-double.
10 and 10 was your sub of the game, and well-deserved. There were just he had a chance to ice it at the free throw line. Let's just say free throws aren't his strength. But look, Georgia did what it needed to do defensively, and then on the glass they end up beating the Gators on the glass 44-37, and that's always Georgia basketball: is you play great defense and you win the Windex battle.
Two guys with double doubles tonight for the Dogs. Maton with his 10th of the year. Derek Ogbede with the first this season, the 4th of his career. He had 10 and 10 off the bench, did Derek. Yante went for 23 points and 10 rebounds. He had a block and an assist in 41 minutes on the floor. They were 2 of 5 Georgia players in double figures. Also in double figures tonight for the Dogs, Rayshawn Hammonds, who had 10 points. Jawan Parker had 10 points. Tyree Crump came in off the bench and helped the Dogs' cause with 3 3-pointers in the ballgame. He was 3 for 7, hit 4 of his 5 foul shots, had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 13 points off the bench for Tyree as he really energized this team in the second half.
You mentioned the 5 assists. How's this? Nobody else on this team had more than 1. He had 5.
And that's a personal best for Tyree Crump. That's a career high, assisting the basketball.
And 5 rebounds, too. He had 5 boards. He just did a great job for Georgia. Great job for Georgia.
Dogs shoot 42% in the ball game. We were 6 of 18 on threes, 33%, 18 of 27 from the foul line, almost 67% there. Georgia wins the points or loses the points in the paint category by 2, 24-22. Florida had the edge in points off turnovers, in second chance points, in fast break points, and in bench points. But the Dogs win the ball game 72-69 in overtime. Yante Maton's 3 with 5 seconds remaining in regulation sent it to the extra period, and then Georgia wins it in overtime, going 4 of 7 from the field. We hit a 3 in the overtime. We were 4 of 8 from the foul line. Florida just 3 of 8 from the foul line in the extra session. They lose by 3. The Gators' 5th loss at home this season. The Dogs a winner tonight here on the Regions postgame show.
And we'll have to talk a little bit about Kirby Smart's favorite expression, so what, now what? And now what for Georgia is Tennessee coming in on Saturday. There will be a sold-out crowd at Stegman Coliseum for that 6:30 game, and students will be there. That place will be packed. It'll be loud, and it'll give Georgia an opportunity for a huge win at home over a highly ranked and right now the second-best team in the SEC, to get a chance to get a win over them at home in Stegman.
Well, the Rowdy Reptiles weren't quite rowdy enough as they slithered out of the O'Connell Center, eerily quiet. The Dogs win it 72-69 in overtime. This is the Regions postgame show. We'll have more in a moment. Regions Bank is a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Crump handles the basketball, works against Chiosa. Screen, Ogbede to get Chiosa. Screen and roll. Derek, oh my gosh!
Goodness.
Oh, he jumped from the block and glided through the air and slammed it home.
And what a great pass from Crump.
That is our drive of the game, driven by BMW. Your Atlanta BMW Centers are the official luxury vehicle of Georgia Athletics. Welcome back to the Regions Bank postgame show. Georgia a winner tonight, 72-69. Regions is a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. Again, 72-69 in overtime as the Dogs win it here in the O'Connell Center for the first time since 2002. And it was, I would say it was worth the wait, but it wasn't. But tonight was fun.
It was definitely fun. And for Georgia, you know, let's see now what the effect of this win is on these guys. If they will suddenly revert to being that team that we saw back in November and December and early January that beat Alabama so badly in Stegman, if they can, you know, return to that kind of defense they played great defense tonight, Scott. I mean, even when Florida would score, Georgia was in their face. Look, you know, Florida's good. And Georgia still was playing great defense tonight and then doing a great job on the glass. And that is Georgia basketball, and that's what enabled, you know, suddenly Yante got into the game big time. And you knew eventually if the game continued, he was going to start to do what Yante Maton does, and that is pile up points. And be a good go-to guy, and then that clutch shot he hit with 5 seconds left in regulation to get it to overtime. Wow.
Yeah.
What, you know,
a three.
And as you pointed out, not really his spot. That's not the spot that we're generally accustomed to.
No, it was on the wing.
Yeah, it was on the wing. Usually it's the top of the key when he's knocking down threes.
Georgia got 23 points, 10 rebounds from Yante Maton, his 10th double-double of the season, and off the bench, the first double-double of the year for Derek Ogbede, 10 points and 10 rebounds. And you mentioned the defensive effort by the Dogs, Chuck. In the 2 wins over Florida this year, the Dogs hold Florida to 36% shooting in Athens, 38% shooting here on their home
That's
floor.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's great defense. And let me just say this, though. Georgia matches up well against Florida because Georgia's got a big post presence, big inside. Florida, not so much. So Georgia matches up well against the Gators and have a little bit of an advantage there. But tonight, I mean, you got to still play well, and they did that.
Let's check some of the other numbers in the ball game. We haven't given you Florida's totals. Igor Kulichov was their leading scorer with 19, along with Kayvon Allen, who had 19. Mike Okaru off the bench had 14. That was it for double-figure scoring for the Gators. Chris Chiosa had a tough night for the very talented senior guard. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, just 2 of 14 shooting. He only made a 3, and he missed both of his free throws tonight. Long night for the senior guard for the Florida Gators as Coach Fox is going to join us here. We'll get him mic'd up and talk to him after the Bulldogs' overtime victory, 72-69. Coach is with us. And, Mark, congratulations, overtime victory. And you guys never stopped in the second half, tied it up late in the ball game, and then won it in overtime.
It was a great game, and we have a lot of respect for Florida's team. They have a very good team, and we just kept competing. And we were disappointed in our three-point defense in the first half. They had 7. They finished the next 25 minutes with only 2 more, and so we did a really good job defensively, which then gave us a chance offensively to find a rhythm. we had a lot of guys chip in and play well, and very proud of our team, especially after the last couple of weeks, how bad it's or hard it's been for them, and really proud of our kids.
What are they feeling right now in the locker room?
Well, there's obviously tremendous love within our team, and they care about each other. And I told them one of the reasons they won the game today is they have good character, and they relied on that to keep competing and to trust each other. And certainly, a win like this, really feels good to them, and I want them to enjoy it.
Mark, you mentioned that they only had the 2 3-pointers in the second half. They didn't even get a chance to take many. I mean, you guys took it away from them.
Well, our defense came back finally. Our defense came back, and this was a team that we knew after losing JJ that offensively it might be disruptive and a challenge for us all year because our point guards are they're not what JJ was. But tonight they did a good job, but our defense, it gave us a chance to win the game.
What did Tyree give you off the bench there, down the stretch, and then into the overtime?
Well, he's a winner. He cares so much about Georgia, about winning. He doesn't really care about himself. He cares about his team far greater than he cares about himself. But he made a lot of really, really big plays for us. A couple of big baskets and
great feeds.
And when you can throw it into that big kid, and then Derek, you got Derek some great looks and Derek, I thought, finally had just a terrific game at both ends, and that was really key for us also.
You got, Mark, you had 5 guys in double figures. That's something we've been searching for all season long. You had shared scoring tonight to help out Yante, who finished with 23.
Well, we did. I made a point to try and get Rayshawn involved early, and he was able to get to the line and kind of get going, and it was good to see Derek get some baskets, but obviously, balanced scoring has been a challenge for this group, and tonight we finally found it and tied it into a good defensive performance, and that's how you beat a top 30 team on the road. And that's a great win for us.
Mark, how frustrating. You got behind after about the 4 or 5 minute mark there in the first half, and it just seemed to be a constant battle trying to dig back out of the hole. And you make a run, they'd make a run. You'd make a run, they'd make a run. And after a while, I guess this addresses the point that you make about character. And at some point, the guys have to say, okay, enough.
Well, I'll tell you what happened is we made a poor decision on the break, and Turtle tried to attack when he probably should have pulled it out and had a turnover there. They were in the bonus, and Juwan fouled him on a kind of a long pass, which he should have probably surrendered on the play. The guy gets 2 free throws. He kind of gets feeling good, comes down, hits a 3 after just making 2 free throws, and the lead went from 1 possession to 3, and then we played from behind for probably the next 15 minutes, and then had a chance to take the lead there on the silly play under the basket when everybody hit the deck. But certainly, I was proud of just how we kept battling.
Was there one play in your mind that jumps out that opened the door, gave you this opportunity?
No, there's several plays throughout a game that a game like that. I mean, this is Florida's been so good in this building, and it's been a hard place to play. We had to have a lot of really big moments throughout the game that are winning plays, and Yante obviously to make the 3 to get it to the OT was huge. But there's so many plays at the other end defensively that would stand out when we watch the tape.
And this being the SEC, you got to put this behind you immediately because you got Tennessee now Saturday at Stegman.
Well, there's no question that in this league, as tough as it is this year, I don't know who won the Kentucky game tonight.
I don't
either. Kentucky,
Auburn did.
Kentucky's got 7 losses in the league, and they've got 7 losses, I believe, in the league. We have 8, obviously, but this league is so good and so deep that there is no easy nights, and I'm going to let these kids enjoy this win because I'm going to let them enjoy it until I see them tomorrow, and because they're not going to be able to do anything about Tennessee at 1 o'clock tomorrow because they won't have seen me. They don't know the game plan until we sit down tomorrow. So until we sit down tomorrow, I'm going to let them enjoy it.
Well, and it's well-deserved. First sweep by Georgia over Florida since '97, and the first win here since '02. So it's well-deserved.
Well, you know what? We beat the trade school and we swept the Gators. So you know what?
That's a good year.
It's not all bad. Thanks.
That's right.
Mark, thanks a lot.
For the Bulldogs, that's a good year. That's a great line.
Georgia 72, Florida 69 in overtime. The Dogs a winner. Let's select our IBEW Offensive Player of the game.
Beat the trade school and swept the Gators.
Good stuff. Let's put that on a T-shirt. And then put 42-7.
Put 42-7, right?
38-7 or whatever their score was. Let's see. Let's go with Yante and Derek. How about that? The bookend double guys tonight. 23 and 10 for Mayton. 10 and 10 for Derek Ogbede. A pair of Bulldogs with a double-double. They are IBEW offensive players of the game. All right, the Dogs are winners tonight, and Coach is going to let them enjoy this victory until, as he said, until I see them tomorrow.
1 o'clock
There's
tomorrow.
Nothing they can do about Tennessee just yet.
Let me just tell you, they're on the clock.
So the flight home is going to be enjoyable for the Bulldogs, and this was a fun night. And as we said, it's been a long time coming, as the Dogs have been down here year after year, and always it seemed would go home with a loss. 14 straight.
So close last year. So close last year. So do you realize how close we were to having it back-to-back years? But last year overtime we didn't get it done. This year overtime we got it done.
Dogs winners tonight 72-69 in overtime, and we'll play at home in our next ball game, and that'll be Saturday night against the 18th-ranked Tennessee Vols. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip, and we'll be on the air with you at 5:35 for that broadcast. So enjoy this one, Dog fans. We've got plenty more of the Regions Locker Room Show straight ahead. We'll go back to the Northside Hospital Studios after this timeout. Again, the final, 72-69. Dogs a winner over the Gators in overtime here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Clock ticks at 11. At 10, double screen out front for Crump. Crump on the left wing. Straight away, Mayton for three in the tie. He knocked it down. 5 seconds to go. We've tied it at 59. Gators inbound. Allen with 3. Allen with 2. Allen with 1. Dribbles behind the back. Loses the ball. We're going to overtime.
Wow.
59-59 was the score. We went into overtime, and the Dogs pull it out in the extra 5 minutes, 72-69. Hi again, everybody, from the Northside Hospital Studios. I'm Dominic Cotroneo, filling in for Cabell Philpott tonight. As again, 72-69, Dogs with a big win. Again, the stakes in this one. First sweep of the Gators since 1997 for the Dogs, and the first win in Gainesville since 2002. So a sweep and a road victory in SEC play, always huge to have, and even better against a potential tournament team. As in the latest bracketology, according to Joe Lunardi, Florida was put as a 4 seed coming into tonight's contest. So that's what it sounded like to tie the game. And how about distancing themselves in the overtime period? And it was Yante Mayton just taking over the game with 23 points on his night.
Fakes the corner pass. Pop asking for the ball. We go into Mayton instead. Mayton baseline spin. And he banks it in with one hand off the glass. Good. Yante with 23.
That was his last bucket of the game. It was the largest lead of overtime for the Dogs. Their largest lead of the game was actually 6, I beg your pardon, at the 3-minute mark of overtime. They never trailed in overtime as well. They took the lead and never let go over the last 5 minutes of the extra period. We'll look around scores in the SEC and talk about the impact of this game on bracketology, and then we'll get ready to wrap things up here from the Northside Hospital Studios. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network. Back in the Northside Hospital Studios for post-game continuing on. The Dogs with the sweep of the Gators, this time in Gainesville tonight. 72-69 in overtime. Now it's time to look around scores of the SEC and the top 25 tonight. Not much going on in the SEC, but it seemed like every game had a great finish. First of all, number 10 Auburn had maybe the marquee matchup of the night, hosting Kentucky. And they handed the Wildcats their first 4-game losing streak in the John Calipari era. 76-66 the final as the Tigers win that. Number 10 Atlanta, 23-3. They're making a great case to be a number 1 seed in bracketology as they will move forward to their final 5 games, still atop the SEC standings. Now, elsewhere, also in Nashville, Vanderbilt was hosting Mississippi State. That was a tight one from the jump. However, it was a 9-point lead at halftime for Vanderbilt, Mississippi State came roaring back in the second half, even had the lead in the final seconds of the game, but it did not matter. Chance with the game-winning three-pointer for Vanderbilt. Joe Fisher from the Vanderbilt IMG Sports Network with the call. Now, that final again, 81-80. Vandy with the win, now 4-9 in SEC play, 10-16 overall. Mississippi State, perhaps a bubble team, now falls to 6-7 in conference, 18-8 overall. So then, of course, tonight, the final for Georgia, 72-69 against Florida, who is projected as a tournament team. Other games in the top 25 today included a couple upsets. Number 3, Villanova falls on the road at Providence, 76-71. That's 3 Big East losses now for the Wildcats. In overtime as well, in the ACC, Florida State defeats number 11 Clemson, 81-79. But there was no upset alert in some of the top 10 teams. Well, number 12 now, Duke, steamrolled Virginia Tech at Cameron Indoor, 74-52, yet again without Marvin Bagley III. They still relied on their senior point guard, Grayson Allen, who scored a 25-point performance that matches a career high for him, with including 7 3-pointers in that win for the Blue Devils. Also a big win for number 22 Michigan, 74-59 in the Big Ten. And in the Big East back there, number 4 Xavier continues to roll, a 102-90 victory over Seton Hall. They held Seton Hall to only 25 points in the first half of that contest. And there's only one other game in the top 25 happening right now. It's number 24 Nevada at Boise State. That's a big Mountain West matchup, considering both teams have over 20 wins and 10 wins in conference play. Again, Wolfpack leading the Broncos in Boise 37-36, just beginning the second half. We'll get ready to wrap up post-game from the Northside Hospital Studios right after this. Again, the Dogs win in overtime, 72-69 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Time to wrap up post-game after this big Bulldog victory in overtime down in Gainesville, defeating the Gators 72-69. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dominic Cotroneo, filling in for Cabell Philpott tonight as the Dogs get a huge win in this one. We mentioned the bracketology, so here's what it looks like over these last 5 games now for Georgia. 3 of them are against currently projected teams in the tournament. 2, of course, against 18th-ranked Tennessee, which is the next game on Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Pregame begins at 5:35 for those of you who want to tune in. And then also the second-to-last game, the penultimate game, the final game at home at Stegman Coliseum as well. It is number 21, Texas A&M, and then one more to take on Tennessee on the road to close out the regular season on March 3rd. So 3 out of 5, a chance to bolden the resume, if you will, as the Dogs will try to fight their way back onto the bubble conversation, as defeating a team tonight that was comfortably in the tournament as a 4 seed, according to Joe Lunardi coming in today, one of 8 teams in the SEC, the second most of any conference to be represented in the tournament at this point right now. ACC is the most with 9, but those 8, Auburn as a 2 seed, Florida and Tennessee as 4 seeds, Alabama and Texas A&M as 7 seeds, Kentucky as an 8 seed, Mizzou as a 9 seed, and Arkansas right on the bubble as the last 4 in as a 10 seed. So it's really going to come down to the wire here for the Dogs. They're going to need some help, but the opportunity is potentially there to take for UGA to make it to the postseason in the NCAA. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight at the Bulldog Sports Network. For everybody involved tonight, thanks so much for listening. A memorable 72-69 victory in overtime for UGA, defeating the Gators not once but twice this season for the first time since 1997. First win in Gainesville since 2002. So enjoy it tonight, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I'm Dominic Cotroneo saying good night from the Northside Hospital Studios. Go Dogs, 72-69 in overtime.
You've been listening to the Regions Bank Locker Room Report on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Regions Bank, a proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and the official bank of the SEC. State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. And by Barbasol. New Barbasol Premium Disposable Razors with Close Shave Technology. You're looking good, America. You're shaving with Barbasol. The executive producers of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network are Tom Stoltz and Tim Pernetti. Associate producers Tom McDonald and Chris Ferris. Network manager Adam Whitten. I'm staff announcer Carl Shannon. Special thanks to the University of Georgia, Athletics Director Greg McGarity, and to the staff and management of Cox Media Group. Georgia Basketball is an exclusive presentation of IMG and JMI Sports.